must write. I must write. This is my study, the room in which I write my stories. I built it myself, actually. Cut the timbers and fitted the logs. Made an awful mess of it. I do my writing here on this side of the room because the roof leaks directly over my desk. I'd move the desk, but it covers a hole I left in the floor. And the floor was built on the side of a hill, so in heavy rains the whole room tends to slide downhill. Many's the time I've stood in this cabin and passed my neighbours standing in the road. Still, I'm happy here. Although I don't get enough visitors to suit me. People tend to shy away from writers. They assume we're always busy thinking. It's not true. Even my dear sweet mother doesn't like to disturb me, so she always tiptoes up here and leaves my food outside the door. I haven't had a hot meal in years. Still, I've done a good deal of writing here. Perhaps too much. I look out that window and think, life is passing me at a furious rate. So I ask myself the question, what force is it that compels me to write so incessantly? Day after day, page after page, story after story. The answer is quite simple. I have no choice. I'm a writer. Sometimes I think I may be mad. Oh, I'm quite harmless. But I do admit to fits of wandering. I'm engaged in conversations where I hear nothing and see only the silent movement of lips and answer a meaningless, yes, yes, of course. And all the time I'm thinking, he'd make a wonderful character for a story, this one. Still, while I'm writing, I enjoy it. And I like reading the proofs. But as soon as it appears in print, I can't bear it. I see that it's all wrong, a mistake, it ought never to have been written. Oh yes, charming, clever, yes, charming, but a far cry from Tolstoy. Or a fine thing, but Turgenev's Fathers and Sons was better. And so it will be till my dying day. Charming and clever, clever and charming, nothing more. And when I die, my friends will walk by my grave and they will say, here lies Chekhov, a good writer, but Turgenev was better. It's funny, but before you came in, I was thinking to myself, perhaps I should give it up one day. What would I do instead? Well, I've never freely admitted this before, but to you here in the theatre tonight, I would like to tell you what I would most like to do with my life. Ever since I was a small child, I always... Excuse me a moment. Just making a note. An idea just occurred to me. Subject for a short story. Yes. Now then, what were we talking about a minute ago? Oh, no matter. My thoughts are consumed with this new story. See if it appeals to you. It starts in a theatre. It starts at the opening night of a new season. It starts with the arrival of all those dear and devoted patrons of the arts who wave and greet each other in the Grand Salon, commenting on how this one looks or how that one is dressed, scarcely knowing what play they are about to see that Ilyich Shadayakov. If Ivan Ilyich Shadayakov, a civil servant, a clerk in the Ministry of Public Parks, had any passion in life at all, it was the theatre. Well, he certainly had ambitions and hopes for higher office, and had dedicated his life to hard work, zeal, and patience. Still, he would not deny himself his one great pleasure. So, he purchased 2 tickets in the very best section of the theatre for the opening night performance of Rostov's The Bearded Countess. As fortune would have it, into the theatre that night came his respected superior, General Mikhail Brasilov, the Minister of Public Parks himself.
Good evening, General.
What? Oh, yes, good evening.
Oh, permit me, sir. I am Shadayakov, Ivan Ilyich. This is a great honour for me, sir.
Yes.
Like yourself, dear General, I too serve the Ministry of Public Parks. Well, that is to say, I serve you, who is indeed himself the Minister of Public Parks. I am the Assistant Chief Clerk in the Department of Trees and Bushes.
Ah, yes. Keep up the good work. Lovely trees and bushes this year. Very nice.
My wife would very much like to say hello, General. This is she, my wife, Madame Shadayakov.
How do you do?
My pleasure.
My pleasure, General.
How do you do?
Madame Brasilov, my wife, Madame Shadayakov.
How do you do, Madame Brasilov?
How do you do?
I just had the pleasure of meeting your husband.
And I am my wife's husband. How do you do, Madame Brasilov?
Shh. Sorry. I'm terribly sorry.
I hope you enjoyed the play, sir.
I will if I can watch it.
Feeling quite pleased with himself, for having made the most of his golden opportunity, Ivan Ilyich Shadayakov sat back to enjoy the bearded countess. He was no longer a stranger to the Minister of Public Parks. They had become, if one wanted to be generous in the matter, familiar with each other. But then, quite suddenly, without any warning at all, like a bolt from a grey, thundering sky, Ivan Ilyich Shadayakov reared his head back and...
Oh my goodness, I'm so terribly sorry, Your Excellency. I'm so terribly sorry.
Never mind, it's all right.
All right, sir, it is not all right, sir. It's unpardonable. It's monstrous of me.
You make too much of the matter. Let it rest.
How can I let it rest, sir? It was unforgivable. Permit me to wipe your neck, General. It's the least I can do.
Leave it be. It's all right, I say.
But I splattered you, sir. Your complete head is splattered. Oh, it was an accident, I assure you. But it's disgusting.
I'm sorry. My apologies.
The thing is, Your Excellency, it came completely without warning. It was out of my nose before I could stifle it. Shh, sir. Shh. Well, it's not a cold if that's what's worrying you, sir. Probably a particle of dust in the nostrils.
But try as he might, Shadayakov could not put the incident out of his mind. The sneeze, no more than an innocent anatomical accident, grew out of all proportions in his mind until it resembled the angry roar of a cannon aimed squarely at the enemy camp. He played the incident back in his mind, slowing the procedure down so that he could view again in horror the infamous deed.
Charming, charming.
Yes, charming.
Oh, charming. Simply charming. Wasn't it charming, my dear?
I found it utterly charming.
Excuse me, Excellency.
Who's tapping? Somebody's tapping me. Who's that tapping?
Well, I'm tapping, sir. I'm the tapper, Shadayakov.
Stand back, dear. It's the sneezer.
No, it's all right. I'm all sneezed out. Well, I was just concerned about your going out on the night air with a damp head.
Oh, that! It was a trifle. A mere faux pas. Forget it, young man. Amusing play, don't you think? Did you find it amusing?
Amusing? Oh, yes, so true. I haven't laughed so much in years.
Which part interested you the most?
The sneeze. When I sneezed on you, it was unforgivable, sir.
Forget it, young man. Come, my dear. Looks like rain. I don't want to get my head wet again.
You shouldn't let people sneeze on you, dear. You're not to be sneezed at.
I'm ruined. Ruined. They'll have me fired from trees and bushes. They'll send me down to branches and twigs.
Come, Ivan.
What?
Don't let it concern you. It's only a harmless little sneeze. The General's probably forgotten about it already.
Do you really think so?
No, I'm scared, Ivan.
And so they walked home in despair.
Perhaps I should send him a nice gift. Maybe some Turkish towels.
Shadayakov's once promising career had been literally blown away.
Why did this happen to me? Or why did I go to the theatre at all? Why did I sit in the balcony with people of our own class? They love sneezing on each other.
Come to bed, Ivan.
Perhaps if I were to call on the General and explain matters again, but in such a charming, honest and self-effacing manner, you would have no choice but to forgive me.
Perhaps it's best not to remind him, Ivan.
No. No, if I ever expect to become a gentleman, I must behave like one.
And so the very next day, he arrived to see the minister. It just so happened that this was the day the General signed petitions, and since there were 50 or 60 petitioners ahead of Shadayakov, he waited from early morning till late afternoon.
Next. Next!
But I'm not next, Your Excellency. I'm last.
Very well then. Last!
That's me, sir.
Well, what is your petition?
Oh, I have no petition. I'm not a petitioner.
Then you waste my time.
Well, do you not recognize me, Excellency? We met last night under rather explosive circumstances. I am the splatterer.
The what?
The sneezer, the one who sneezed. The sneezing splatterer.
Indeed. And what is it you want now? A gesundheit?
No, Your Excellency. I just wanted to point out that there was no political or antisocial motivation behind my sneeze. It was a non-partisan, non-violent act of God. I curse the day that the protruberance formed itself on my face, sir. It's a hateful nose, and I'm not responsible for its indiscretions. Punish that which committed the crime, but forgive me, Your Excellency. Exile my nose, but absolve me, Your Knightship. Forgive me.
My dear young man, I'm not angry with your nose. I'm too busy to have time for your nasal problems. Look, I suggest you go home and take a hot bath. Or a cold one. Take something, but don't bother me with this silly business again. Jibber, jibber, jibber. That's all I've heard all day. Jibber, 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 jibber.
Thank you, sir. God bless you and your wife and your household. May your days be sweet and may your nights be better than your days.
The feeling of relief that came over Shadiakov was enormous.
May the birds sing in the morning at your window, and may the coffee in your cup be strong and hot.
The weight of the burden that was lifted was inestimable.
I worship the chair you sit on, and I worship the uniform you wear that sits on the chair that I worship.
He walked home, singing and whistling like a lark. Life was surely a marvel, a joy, a heavenly paradise.
Oh, God, I'm happy!
And yet, when he arrived home, he began to think.
Have I been the butt of a cruel and thoughtless joke?
Had the minister toyed with him?
If he had no intention of punishing me, why did he torment me so mercifully?
If the sneeze meant so little to the minister, why did he deliberately cause Shadiakov to writhe in his bed?
To twist in agony the entire night.
Shadiakov was furious.
I am furious!
He foamed and fumed and paced the night through, and in the morning he called to his wife, Sonia!
Sonia! I have been humiliated!
You, Ivan? Who would humiliate you? You're such a kind and generous person.
Who? I'll tell you who. General Brzezov, the Minister of Public Parks.
What did he do?
The swine. I was humiliated in such a subtle fashion it was almost indiscernible. The man's cunning is equal only to his cruelty. He practically forced me to come to his office, to grovel and beg on my knees. I was reduced to a gibbering idiot.
You were that reduced.
I must go back and tell him what I think of him. The lower classes must speak up. The world must be made safe so that men of all nations and creeds, regardless of colour or religion, will be free to sneeze on their superiors. It is he who will be humiliated by I.
So the morning came, and Shadiakov arrived to humiliate he.
Lost! Well?
Well? Well, you say? Do you not recognize me, Excellency? Look at my face. Yes, you're quite right. It is I, once again.
It is you once again who?
Shadiakov, Excellency. I have returned, having taken neither a hot bath nor a cold one.
Who let this filthy man in? What is it?
What is it? What is it, you ask? You sit there behind your desk and ask, what is it? You sit there in your lofty position as General and Minister of Public Parks, a member in high standing amongst the upper class, and ask me, a lowly civil servant, what is it? You sit there with full knowledge in this life there is no equality, that there are those of us who serve and those that are served, those of us that obey and those that are obeyed, those of us who bow and those that are bowed to, that in this life certain events take place that cause some of us to be humiliated, and those are the cause of that humiliation. And still you ask, what is it?
What is it? Don't stand there gibbering like an idiot. What is it you want?
I'll tell you what I want! Well, I wanted to apologize to you again for sneezing on you. I wasn't sure I made it clear. It was an accident.
Out! Out, you fool! Idiot! You imbecile! Get out of my sight! I never want to see you again! If ever you cross my line of vision, I'll have you exiled forever! What's your name?
Shadiakov.
You germ spreader. You maggot! You insect! You are lower than an insect. You are the second cousin to a cockroach. The son-in-law of a bedbug. You are the nephew of a ringworm. You're nothing. Nothing, do you hear me? Nothing!
At that moment, something broke loose inside of Shadiakov. Something so deep, so vital, so organic, that the damage that was done seemed irreparable. Something drained from him that can only be described as the very life force itself. The matter was over, for once, for all, forever. What happened then was quite simple. Ivan Ilyich Shadiakov arrived at home, took off his coat, lay down on the sofa, and died. Wait. For those who are offended by life's cruelty, there is an alternative ending. Ivan Ilyich Shadiakov walked home, took off his coat, lay down on the sofa, and inherited 5 million rubles. There's not much point to it, but it is uplifting. You know, it has been said that man is the only creature capable of laughter, and it is this faculty that separates us from the lower forms of life. Yet, one must wonder about this theory when we examine some of the objects of our laughter. For example, pain. Pain, needless to say, is no laughing matter. Unless, of course, it's somebody else doing the suffering. Why, the sight of a man in the throes of excruciating agony from an abscessed tooth that has enlarged his jaw to the size of an orange is funny? I couldn't say. It is not funny, not in the least. But in the village of Astenko, where they have very little access to entertainment, a man with a toothache can tickle their ribs for weeks. Oh, certainly, Sergei von the Glasov, the sexton, saw nothing humorous about it. Yet, as he passed through the village on his way to the hospital, his moans and groans won him more chuckles than sympathetic remarks. Wouldn't they have found it even more amusing to know that the good doctor who normally performs the extractions of angry teeth was away at the wedding of his daughter, and the duty fell to his new assistant, Koriatin, an eager medical student, if, alas, poor sexton, an inexperienced one.
Oh.
Greetings, Father. What brings you here?
Oh, the pain is unbearable. It's beyond unbearable. It's unendurable.
Where exactly is the pain?
Where isn't it? It's everywhere. It's not just the tooth, it's the whole side of my mouth.
Well, how long have you had this agony?
10 years.
10 years?
Well, since yesterday morning, it seems like 10 years. I must have sinned terribly to deserve this. God must have dropped all other business to punish me this way. Where's the doctor?
The doctor is away on personal business. He's left the care of his patients in my young, capable hands.
But are you a doctor?
Oh, in every way except a degree. I'm a doctor to be.
Then I'm a patient to be. Goodbye.
I can assure you, the only thing that prevents me from being called doctor is the formality of an examination. I'm skilled. I'm just not titled. Please, I beg you for this opportunity. Please sit in the chair, Father.
Heaven help me today. Oh, even sitting hurts.
Oh, no doubt the nerves are inflamed. Once removed, the pain will cease to be.
You're going to remove the nerves?
The tooth that's connected to the nerve. It's a simple matter of surgery.
The brandy.
What?
The smell of the brandy.
Oh, I'm sorry. Would you rather I put it away? I only drink it to steady my nerves.
No, drink it. Drink the brandy.
Thank you.
Oh!
Let's have a look.
Oh, I pray for you. I pray to the saints and to our dear Lord in heaven. Be gentle with me. Spare me pain.
My dear Sexton, we are living in an age of advanced science. In skilled hands there is no longer need for pain. But if it's gentleness you want, it's gentleness you shall have. All right? Good. Now open your mouth, please, so I can examine you. Come, open your mouth, please. My dear Sexton, inexperienced as I am, I know it is essential you open your mouth. It is mandatory to all work concerning the mouth to have it open first. It would be highly impractical of me to pull your tooth from the outside. Now open up, please. Not the lips, the entire mouth. I don't want to brush your teeth, I want to examine them.
Will you be gentle?
Didn't I just promise I would?
As a child, I was promised many things I never got.
There is no pain connected to this part. This part is merely an examination to see what must be done, where, and how. Now open up! Good. Now let's take a look. Oh, yes. There's the ugly little creature. Oh, you're a nasty one, aren't you?
Stop talking to it! Never make friends with it! Pull it out!
Don't rush me. I'm evaluating. Your tooth has a hole in it big enough to drive a horse and carriage through. Oh, it's even disgusting to look at. But if this is going to be my profession, I have to get used to these things. Now, I'm going to try something.
Be gentle.
As though I were your own mother.
My mother didn't like me. Gentler.
I want to see how exposed the nerve is. All I'm going to do is gently blow on your tooth. That's all right? Excuse me. Here goes. I have some information for you. The nerve is exposed. But it's still inconclusive. So much more work needs to be done in the area. So much depends on the temperature of the doctor's breath. Here we
What are
are.
you going to do with that?
Well, the tooth has to be pulled. It'll be out quicker than you can spit.
Oh, merciful God.
Surgery is nothing. It is all a question of a steady hand. Now, open up, please.
I pray for you. May the Lord enlighten your soul. May he give you quickness and health, and mostly quickness.
Amen.
Amen.
There. Ah, yes, this will come out easily enough. Some teeth give you trouble, I must admit. That's only when the roots are deep. I hope you prayed for shallow roots. Oh, well, here goes. Don't do that. Don't grab my hand. Let go, I say, let go! You've got my hand again. If I'm going to pull your tooth, I need my hand. Now let go. Are you going to let go of my hand? If you don't let go of my hand, I'm going to take these forceps and pull your fingers out. There. Now, let's try again. Good, good. Don't twitch, sit still. Good. Now, you're twitching again. Now then, the important thing is to get a deep enough hole so that we don't break the crown. There. Now, I've got a good firm grip on the little monster. Now, whatever I do, don't grab my hand. I'm going to have enough trouble with your tooth without you interfering. Now then, steady now. When I say 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3. He was successful with all women, for that matter, but there was a special challenge to beautiful women married to rich, prominent, successful men. I could never do him justice. Let him tell you in his own words. If I may say so myself, I am the greatest seducer of other men's wives I've ever met. I say this not boastfully, but as a matter of record. The staggering figures speak for themselves. For those men interested in playing this highly dangerous but often satisfying game, I urge you, take out pen and paper and take notes. I am going to explain my methods. In defense, married women may do likewise, but it will do them little good. If they happen to be the chosen victim, my method has never failed. Now then, there are 3 vital characteristics needed. They are patience, more patience, and still more patience. For those who do not have the strength to wait and persist, I urge you, take up cycling. Rowing, perhaps. Seducing is not for you. Now then, in order to seduce another man's wife, you must, I repeat, must stay as far away from her as possible. Pay her practically no attention at all. Ignore her if you must. We will get to her through her husband. You are about to witness a practical demonstration. For as it so happens, I am deeply and madly in love this week. My heart pounds with excitement to know that she will pass through this garden at any moment with her husband. Every fibre in my being tells me to throw my arms around her and embrace her with all the passion in my heart. But observe how a master works. I shall be cool, almost to the point of freezing. My heart of hearts and spouse approaches.
Ah, Peter Semyonich, a fancy meeting you here.
Oh, my dear Nikolai, how good to see you again, looking well. Notice I'm not looking at her.
And you devil, you're always looking well. Oh, I'm sorry, have you met my wife, Irena? Oh, of course you have. You sat next to her at dinner at the Vesnals. Irena, I don't know if this charmer said you over dinner, but I must warn you that he is a scoundrel, an exceptional swordsman, and a notorious bachelor. Well, that's the best I can say for you, Peter.
You exaggerate, Nicky. Madame, good to see you again.
Oh, look, we were just taking a stroll. If you're not busy, why don't you walk with us?
That's very kind of you, Nikolai. But as a matter of fact, I am riveted to this spot. A new romance has just entered my life, and my legs are like pillars of granite. Until she is out of my sight, I shall be incapable of movement. Too much, do you think? As I said, be patient.
Fantastic. You never cease to amaze me. Pretty, I suppose.
Oh, suppose magnificent. Suppose glorious, and you will suppose correctly.
Any complications?
As usual, a husband. I'm afraid my cause looks hopeless.
Nonsense. I'm placing my money on you, and you know I never bet unless I'm sure of winning. We must be off. Good hunting, my boy. Good hunting.
Madame, beautifully done, don't you think? I'm sometimes awed by the work of a true professional. Did you see our eyes, how we met? We exchanged barely a word, and yet how much she knows of me already. A, I'm a popular bachelor. B, a man in love, always titillating to romantic women. C, a gifted sportsman, a nice contrast to her sedentary husband. And D, and this is most important, a dangerous man with the ladies. Quite frankly, at this point, she is disgusted by me. A, because I'm a scoundrel and a braggart. B, because I'm shamelessly frank as to my intentions. And C, because she thinks she's not the one I'm interested in. Forgive me if I'm slightly overcome by my own deviousness. By the way, are you getting all this down? It's a bit tricky from here on in. Now, the next step, hypnosis. Not hypnosis with your eye, but with the poison of your tongue. Much like a venomous snake moving in for the kill. And what's more, the best channel is the husband himself. Witness as I accidentally run into him one day at the club.
Oh, Peter! Oh, you're looking glum. I take it your pursuit isn't going well.
Is it that obvious? I'm doomed, Nicky. I haven't seen her since last I met you and your dear wife. I sleep little and eat less. I've had all my shirt collars taken in half an inch. Oh, Nicky, Nicky, why do I waste my valuable youth chasing after women I can never truly call my own? How I envy you.
Me? What's there about me that you envy?
Your marriage, of course. A charming woman, your wife, let me tell you.
Oh, really? What is there about her that fascinates you so?
Her grace, her quiet charm, everything. But mostly it's the way she looks at you, Nicky. Oh, if only someone would look at me like that, with such adoring, loving eyes. It must send quivers through your body.
Quivers? No, not really.
Well, I tingle perhaps. Come, don't tell me you don't tingle when she looks at you.
Oh, yes, by all means. I tingle all the time.
She's an ideal woman. Believe that from a lonely bachelor. And be glad fate gave you a wife like that.
Oh, perhaps fate will be as kind to you.
That's what I'm counting on. Oh, good gracious, I shall be late for my doctor's appointment.
Oh, what's he treating you for?
Melancholia. Please, say hello to your extraordinary wife, and I urge you not to repeat our conversation. It might embarrass her fragile sensitivities. Oh, where is there a woman for me. I know where. The question is, how soon will she be mine? There is still work to be done, but not by me. That task falls to my aid and compass. By the way, I saw Peter Semyonich today.
Oh, by the way, I saw Peter Semyonich today. Who? Peter Semyonich, the bachelor. You remember, we met him in the gardens last week, that attractive fellow.
I remember what a loathsome man he is.
Oh, you may not think so when you hear what he had to say about you.
Nothing that braggart had to say would interest me.
I spoke most enthusiastically about you. He was enraptured by your grace and your quiet charm, and he seemed to feel you were capable of loving a man in some extraordinary way. Something about your eyes and the way you looked so adoringly. I certainly had a lot to say about you. He went on and on. Well, good night, my dear.
Good night. What else?
Hmm?
What else did he say about me?
Peter?
Whatever that loathsome man's name is. What else did Peter Semyonich say about me?
Oh, well, that's more or less it, what I told you.
But you said he went on and on.
Oh, he did.
Well, you stopped. If he went on and on, don't stop. Either go on and on, or let's go to bed.
Well, he said how much he envied me, how much he wanted someone to look at him the way you look at me.
Well, how does he know how I look at you?
Oh, that day in the gardens, he must have been looking at you and you were looking at me. It sent tingles through my whole body.
The way I looked at you.
Exactly, my precious.
But you couldn't have seen how I was looking at you because you were looking at him. And anyway, I was looking at the flowers because he made me nervous the way you kept avoiding looking at me.
It's getting rather confusing. The point is, he found you fascinating. I thought it would please you.
Well, it doesn't. I would rather you didn't tell me such stories. Will you be seeing him again soon?
Oh, tomorrow for lunch.
Well, I'd rather not be discussed over lunch. You can tell him that. And at dinner you can tell me what he said. Good night, Nicky.
Good night, my angel.
Good night, my love. I'm spellbound by my own powers. I not only succeeded in piquing her interest, but in causing her heart to flutter at the very mention of my name. The same man she called loathsome not 2 minutes ago. All this was accomplished, mind you, while I was at home taking a pine-scented bath. Luncheon the next day proved not only nourishing, but profitable. Oh, by the way, old man, I bumped into Nekrasov yesterday, the artist. Well, it seems he's been commissioned by some wealthy prince to paint the head of a typical Russian beauty. He asked me if I could look out for a model for him. Well, I said I knew the perfect woman, but didn't dare ask her myself. What do you think of asking your wife?
Asking my wife what?
Well, to be the model, of course. That lovely face of hers. Be a damn shame if that exquisite head had missed the chance to become immortalised for all the world.
Oh, yes, for all the world. Well, I see what you mean.
Why don't you discuss it with her?
Good idea. I'll discuss it with her. But I said I would discuss it with you. Or what do you think?
I think it's nonsense. How did he put it to you? Did he actually say typical Russian beauty?
Exactly. And that it would be a damn shame if that exquisite head missed the chance to become immortalised for all the world. That's exactly what he said.
The man gets carried away by his own voice. Those exact words, you didn't leave anything out.
That lovely face. I left out that lovely face. He said that a number of times, I think.
He does go on, doesn't he? How many times did he say it? Once, twice, what?
Oh, let me think. It's difficult to remember.
It's really not important, Nicky. But in future, I wish you would write these things down.
Have you seen me near her? Have you heard me speak to her? Has any correspondence passed between us? No, my dear pupils. And yet how she hangs on my every word uttered by her husband. Awesome, isn't it? We apply this treatment from 2 to 3 weeks. Her resistance is weakening, weakening, weakening.
No, I think his mind is elsewhere, if you ask me. On some woman from the looks of him.
What woman? Has he mentioned any woman in particular?
Oh, no, he's too discreet for that. He'll protect her good name at any cost. Instead, he talks of you all day. I'm beginning to feel sorry for him.
It's really none of our concern, Nicky. Did you invite him to dinner tomorrow?
Oh, he's busy.
The next day?
Busy.
Next week? Next month? When? Doesn't the man eat?
Well, he says he's involved on a very important project at the moment, and that'll be months before he can see us. Oh, he did say that with patience and persistence, good things will come to him. Oh, by the way, he thinks you should go on the stage.
Stage? Me on a stage? Why in heaven's name?
Oh, well, because he said... Just a minute, I don't want to misquote him.
No. No, try to get it as accurately as possible.
Ah, yes. He said there was such a delicate appearance, such sensitiveness, such intelligence. It's a sin for her to be just a housewife.
Oh dear, he said that.
And the ordinary demands don't exist for such women.
Nicky, I don't think I want to hear any more.
Natures like that should not be bound by time and space.
Nicky, I implore you, please stop.
And then he says, if I weren't so busy, I'd take her away from you.
He said that.
Yes, right there.
What did you say, Nicky? It's important that I know what you said to him then.
Oh, well, I said, take her then. I'm not going to fight a duel over her.
Nicky, you mustn't speak to him anymore. You mustn't mention my name to him ever again.
But I don't, my love. Well, here's what always brings up this subject. No, he's actually accused me of not understanding you. He shouted at me. She's an exceptional creature, strong, seeking a way out. If I were to gain him, I would put her in a novel. The Passionate Angel, I would call it. Oh, the man is weird. Definitely weird.
He's delivering my love letters, sealing them with kisses, and he calls me weird. I ask you. Well, let's see what we have so far. The poor woman is obviously consumed with a passion to meet me. She is sure I'm the only man who truly understands her. Her yawning, disinterested husband transmits my remarks. But it's my voice she hears, my words that sing in her heart. The sweet poison is doing its work. I am relentless. There is no room for mercy in the seducing business. Observe how deftly the final stroke is administered. For the faint-hearted, I urge you, look away.
No, Nicky, not another word. I don't want to hear it. Nothing.
Exactly, that's what he said. He begged me to tell you nothing. He said he knew, because of your sweet, sympathetic nature, that you would worry to hear of someone else's distress.
He's in distress.
Oh, worse. He's gloomy, morose, morbid, in the depths of despair.
Oh, no. But why?
Loneliness. He says he has no true friends, no relatives, not a soul who understands him.
Doesn't he know that we understand him perfectly? Doesn't he know how much we appreciate him and commune with him daily? Doesn't he know how much we yearn to be with him, you and I?
I've tried to make that clear. I again begged him to come to dinner with me, but he says he can't face people. He's so depressed he can't stay home. He paces in the public garden where we met him every night.
What time?
Between 8 and 9. By the way, we're invited to the Boscovics for a night for dinner. Is 8 o'clock all right for you?
No, I'm visiting Aunt Sophia. She's ill. I'll be there at 9 or a little after.
Please, no applause. I couldn't have done it alone. I share that honour with my good friend and collaborator, her husband. He wooed her so successfully that there is no carriage fast enough for her to be here in my arms. She ran all the way. Observe. Now for the conclusion. You will understand if I ask you to fiddle with your programs or such. The next few minutes are private, and I am, after all, a gentleman. My dear sweet angel, at last I can breathe the words that I've longed.
No! Not a word, not a sound. Please, I couldn't bear it. Not until you've heard what's in my heart. For weeks now I've been in torment. You've used my husband as a clever and devious device to arouse my passions, which I freely admit have been lying dormant these past 7 years. Whether you are sincere or not, you've aroused in me desires and longings I never dreamt were possible. You appeal to my vanity, and I succumb. You bestow my thoughts of untold pleasure, and I win. You attack my every vulnerability, and I surrender. I am here for you to send me if you want me. But, let me add this. I love my husband dearly. He's not a passionate man, nor even remotely romantic. Our life together reaches neither the heights of ecstasy nor the depths of anguish. We have an even marriage, moderate and comfortable, and in accepting his condition and the full measure of his devoted love, I have been happy. I come to you now, knowing that once you take me in your arms, my marriage and my life with Nicky will be destroyed for all time. I am too weak, too selfish to make a choice. I rely on your strength of character. Yours to do as you wish, my dear Peter. I beg of you not to use me as an amusement, though even with that knowledge, I would not refuse you. If you want me, open your arms and I will come to you. If you love me, turn your back and I will leave and never see or speak to you again. The choice, my dearest, sweetest love of my life is yours. I await your decision. wish life brings you the happiness you've just brought to me.
Semyonich, the former seducer of other men's wives, from that day on turned his attentions to single, unmarried women only, until one day the perfect girl came along, and the confirmed bachelor married at last. He is today a completely happy man, except possibly on those occasions when some dashing young officer in the Guards tells him how attractive he finds his lovely young wife. Next actress, please. Next actress, please. Name?
What?
Your name.
Oh, Nina.
Nina, is that it? Just Nina?
Yes, sir. No, sir. Nina Mikhailov Sadishnaev.
Your age?
My age.
Yes, please. That means how old are you?
How old are you looking for?
Couldn't you just answer the question simply, please?
Well, yes, sir, but I just wanted you to know I can be any age you want. 16, 30. In high school once, I played a 78-year-old woman with rheumatism. Everyone said it was very believable. A 79-year-old dramatic woman told me so herself.
Yes, you see, but I'm not looking for a 78-year-old dramatic woman. I'm looking for a 22-year-old girl. Now, how old are you?
22, sir.
Really? I should have said 27 or 28.
I have a bad head cold, sir. It always makes me look older. Last year when I had influenza, the doctor thought I was 39. I promise I can look 22 when you need it, sir.
Do you have a temperature?
Yes, sir, 103.
God, what are you doing walking around in the dead of winter with 103 temperature? Go home, child. Go to bed. You can come back some other time.
Oh, please, sir. I've waited 6 months to get this audition. I waited 3 months to get on the 6-month waiting list. If they put me at the end of that list again, sir, I'd have to wait another 6 months, and by then I'd be 23, and it'd be too late to be 22. Would you just hear me read, sir? I'm really feeling much better now. I think I'm down to 101.
I can see you've got your heart set on being an actress.
My heart, my soul, my very breath, the bones in my body, the blood in my veins.
All right, yes. We've had enough of your medical history. But what practical experience have you had?
As what?
Well, for instance, the thing we're discussing, acting. How much acting experience have you had?
You mean on a stage?
Well, that's as good a place as any.
Well, I studied acting for 3 years under Madame Zoblainska.
She teaches here in Moscow.
No, in my high school in Odessa. But she herself was a very great actress.
Here in Moscow.
No, in Odessa.
You are, strictly speaking, then, an amateur.
Yes, sir. In Moscow. But in Odessa, I'm a professional.
That's all very well, but you see, we need a 22-year-old professional actress here in Moscow. Odessa, although I grant you a lovely city, theatrically speaking, is not Moscow. I advise you to get some more experience and take some aspirin.
I travelled 4 days to get here, sir. Won't you just hear me read?
My dear girl, I find this very embarrassing.
Even if you didn't employ me, just to read for you would be a memory I would cherish for the rest of my life. If I may be so bold, sir, I think you're one of the greatest living authors in all of Russia.
Really? Well, that's very kind of you. Perhaps we do have a few minutes.
I've read everything you've ever written, the articles, the stories. I especially like the one about... Every time I think about it, I can't control myself.
Oh, really? Which one is that?
The death of a government clerk. Oh, God, I laughed for days.
The death of a government... I don't remember that one. What's that about?
Shadykov, the sneezer, the sneezing splatterer.
Oh, yes, that one. You found that funny, did you? Strange, I meant it to be sad.
Oh, it was sad. I cried for days. It was tragically funny.
Was it really? And of all you have read, what was your favourite?
My very favourite,
Yes, what was it?
Tolstoy's War and Peace. You asked me what my favourite was.
Well, you're an honest little thing, aren't you? It's refreshing. Irritating, but refreshing. Well now, what are you going to read for me?
I should like to read from The Three Sisters.
Indeed. Which sister?
All of them, if you have the time.
All of them? Really? Well, why don't you just read the entire play while you're at it?
thank you, sir. I know it all. Act 1. Scene set in drawing room of the Prosperops house. At midday, a bright sun is shining in through the large French door.
That's not necessary. An excerpt will do nicely, thank you.
Yes, sir. Would like to read the last moment of the play.
Good, good. That shouldn't take too long. Whenever you're ready.
I've been ready for 6 months, sir. Not counting the 3 months I had to wait to get on the 6 months waiting.
Please, begin.
Yes, sir. Oh, sir, could you please say Tarara Bourdieu sit on the curb, I may?
Oh, certainly not. Why should I say such an idiotic thing?
I don't know. You wrote it. Shibutikun says it at the end of the play. It'd help me a great deal, sir. If you could just read that one line. I waited 6 months, sir. I walked all the way from Odessa.
All right, very well then. Ready?
Yes, sir.
Tarara Bondier, sit on the curb, I may.
Marcia says, oh, listen to that music. They are leaving us. One has gone for good. Forever. We're left alone to begin our lives over again. We must live. We must live. And Irina says, soon there will come a time when everyone will know what all this is for. There will be no suffering. There will be no mysteries. But meanwhile, we must live. We must work. Only work. Tomorrow, I shall go alone and I shall teach in the school and give my whole life to those who need it. Now it is autumn. Soon winter will come and cover everything with snow, and I shall go on working. Working. Shall I finish?
Please.
And Olga says, the music plays so gaily, so valiantly, one wants to live. Oh my God. Soon time will pass and we shall be gone forever. We shall be forgotten. Our faces will be forgotten, our voices, and how many there were of us. But our sufferings will turn into joy for those who live after us. Happiness and peace will come to this earth. And then they will remember kindly and bless those who are living now. Oh, my dear sisters. It seems as if just a little more and we shall know why we live, why we suffer. If only we knew. If only we knew. Thank you, sir. That's all I wanted. You made me very happy. God bless you, sir.
Would someone go and get her before she walks all the way back to Odessa?
Oh, good morning, Mr. Gustinov.
Shh, please, lower your voice.
I'm sorry, sir.
It's just that my gout is acting up again and my nerves are like little firecrackers. The least little friction can send them off.
It must be very painful, sir.
Combing my hair this morning was agony.
Mr. Gustinov,
What is it, Jack?
there's a woman outside who insists on seeing you. Oh, we can't make head nor tail of her story, but she insists on seeing the directing manager. Perhaps if you're not well.
No. The business of the bank must come before my minor physical ailments. Show her in, please. Why? Good morning, madam. Forgive me for not standing, but I'm somewhat incapacitated. Please sit down.
Thank you.
Now, what can I do for you?
Oh, you can help me, sir. I pray to God you can help me. No one else in this world seems to care.
Calm yourself. I beg of you, please calm yourself.
I'm sorry.
I'm sure we can sort it all out if we approach the problem sensibly and quietly. Now, what exactly is the trouble?
Well, sir, it's my husband, Collegiate Assessor Shupin. He's been sick for 5 months. 5 agonizing months.
Oh, I know the horrors of illness and can sympathize with you, madam. But what's the nature of his illness?
It's a nervous disorder. Everything grates on his nerves. If you so much as touch him, he'll scream out, "Ah!" How or why he got it, nobody knows.
I had an inkling. Please go on. A little less descriptively, if possible.
Well, while the poor man was lying in bed,
Oh, you're not going to scream again, are you?
not that I don't have cause. While the poor man was lying in bed these 5 months recuperating, he was dismissed from his job for no reason at all.
A pity, certainly, but I don't quite see the connection with our bank, madam.
You don't know know how I suffered during his illness. I nursed him from morning till night, doctored him from night till morning, besides cleaning my house, taking care of my children, feeding our dog, our cat, our goat, my sister's bird who was sick.
The bird was sick.
My sister, she gets dizzy spells. She's been dizzy a month now, and she's getting dizzier every day.
Extraordinary.
I had to take care of her children, and her house, and her cat, and her goat, and then her bird bit one of my children, and so our cat bit her bird, and then my oldest daughter, the one with the broken arm, drowned my sister's cat, and now my sister wants my goat in exchange, or else she says she'll either drown my cat or break my oldest daughter's other arm.
Yes. Well, you certainly had your pack of troubles, madam.
Then, when I went to get my husband's pay, they deducted 24 rubles and 36 kopecks. For what, I asked? Because they said he borrowed it from the employees' fund. But that's impossible. He could never borrow without my approval. I'd break his arm. Not while he was sick, of course. I don't have the strength. I'm not well myself, sir. I have this racking cough that's a terrible thing to hear.
I can well understand why it took your husband 5 months to recuperate. But what is it you want from me, madam?
What rightfully belongs to my husband is 24 rubles and 36 kopecks. They won't give it to me because I'm a woman, weak and defenseless. Some of them have laughed in my face, sir. Laughed! Where's the humor, I wonder, in a poor defenseless creature like myself?
None. I can see none at all. However, I don't wish to be unkind, madam, but I'm afraid you've come to the wrong place. See, your petition, no matter how justified, has nothing to do with us. You'll have to go to the agency where your husband was employed.
What do you mean? I've been to 5 agencies already, and none of them will even listen to my petition. I'm about to lose my mind. The hair is coming out of my head. Look at my hair. By the fistful. Don't tell me to go to another agency.
Please, madam, keep your hair in its proper place. Now, listen to me carefully. This is a bank. A bank. We're in the banking business. We bank money. Funds that are brought here are banked by us. Do you understand what I'm saying?
What are you saying?
I'm saying that I can't help you.
Are you saying that you can't help me?
I'm trying. I don't think I'm making headway.
Are you saying that you can't believe my husband is sick? Here is a doctor's certificate. There's the proof. Do you still doubt that my husband is suffering from a nervous disorder?
Not only do I not doubt it, I would swear to it.
You didn't look at it. Look at it.
It's really not necessary. I know full well how your husband must be suffering.
What's the point in a doctor's certificate if you don't look at it? Look at it.
Oh, yes. I see your husband is sick. It's right here on the doctor's certificate. Well, you certainly have a good case, madam, but I'm afraid you've still come to the wrong place. I'm getting excited.
You lied to me. I took you as a man of your word, and you lied to me.
I lied? When?
When you said you read the doctor's certificate, you couldn't have. You couldn't have read the description of my husband's illness without seeing he was fired unjustly. Don't take advantage of me just because I'm a weak, defenseless woman. Do me the simple courtesy of reading the doctor's certificate. That's all I ask. Read it, and then I'll go.
But I read it. I mean, what's the point of reading something twice when you've already read it once?
You didn't read it carefully.
I read it in detail.
Then you read it too fast. Read it slower.
I don't have to read it slower. I'm a fast reader.
Maybe you didn't absorb it. Let it sink in.
I absorbed it. It sank in. I could pass a test on what's written here. It doesn't make any difference at all because you've still come to the wrong place.
Did you read the part where it says he has a nervous disorder? Read the part again and see if I'm wrong.
That part. Oh, yes. I see. Your husband has a nervous disorder. My. How terrible. Only I can't help you. Now, please go.
I'm sorry, Excellency. I hope I haven't caused
thought you meant a human being, or a lunatic with a doctor's certificate.
He wouldn't even read it. I gave it to him. He threw it back in my face. Oh, you look like a kind person. Have pity on me. You read it and see if my husband is sick or not.
But I read it, madam, twice.
Me too. I had to read it twice too.
He just showed it to me outside, but he showed it to everybody. We all read it. Even the doorman.
You just looked at it. You didn't read it.
Read it, don't argue, read it, Pachackin, for God's sake, we'll never get out of here.
Oh, yes, it says your husband is sick. Now, will you please leave, madam? I'll have to get someone to help you.
Remove her, yes, good, good. Get the doorman, 2 of the guards. Be careful, she's strong as an ox.
If you touch me, I'll scream so loud that hear it all over the city. You lose all your depositors. No one will come to a bank where they beat weak, defenseless women. Oh, I think I'm going to faint again.
Weak? Defenceless? You're as defenceless as a charging rhinoceros. You're as weak as the king of the jungle. You're a plague, madam. A plague that wipes out all that crosses its path. You're a raging river that washes out bridges and stately homes. You're a wind that blows villages over mountains. You know, it's women like you that drive men like me to the conditions of husbands like yours.
Are you saying that you're not going to help me?
I give you permission to knock her down, beat some sense into her.
Oh, you hear how I'm abused. He would have you hit an orphaned mother. Did you hear me cough? Listen to this cough.
Madam, we can discuss this in my office.
Get your hands off me! Help! Help! I'm being beaten! Merciful God, they're beating me!
I'm not beating you, I'm just holding your arm.
Really, you fool! Kick him out of the You're senseless!
A curse! I put a curse on your bank. A curse on you and your depositors. May the money in your vaults turn to potatoes. May the gold in your cellars turn to onions. May your rubles turn to radishes and your kopecks to pickles.
Stop it, I beg of you! Pachackin, give her the money. Give her anything, give her what she wants, try to get her out of here.
24 rubles and 36 kopecks. Not a penny more. That's all that's due me, and that's all I want.
Come with me this way, madam, and I'll get your money.
Oh, and another ruble to get me home. I'd walk, but I have very weak ankles.
Give her enough for a taxi. Pachackin, I mean, get her out.
Oh, I remove the curse. Curse be gone. Onions to money, potatoes to gold, radishes to rubles.
Remove her!
Oh,
God, my hair's falling out.
there's one other thing, sir. I'll need a letter of recommendation so my husband can get another job. Don't worry about it today. I'll be back in the morning. God bless you, sir.
She's coming back. She's coming back! She's coming back!
This next one goes back a good many years to my youth. I was 19 years old, to be exact, and in the ways of love, I was not only unschooled, I hadn't been in the club. I was so innocent and shy that I actually thought that since the beginning of time, no woman had ever been fully unclothed. I was so innocent, so remarkably ingenuous to believe that when you think of it that connubial bliss. Connubial bliss. I actually believed that connubial bliss non-existent. And as for impregnation, I chose to believe that it was caused by the husband giving the wife a most ardent handshake before retiring, and let it go at that. But my father was a wonderful man, quite liberal in his thinking, and on the occasion of my 19th birthday, he decided to introduce me to the mysteries of love. He was, however, a frugal man, and decided to escort me himself to see in the matter of bargaining that I would not be taken advantage of. Picture me, if you will, as my own dear father. Tosha, where are you? Don't stand there in the dark, shaking like a puppy dog. Come here. We have some adolescence to get over with.
I'm not well, Father. I'm sick.
Sick? Sick? What's the matter with you?
Well, I haven't thought of it yet. Give me a few minutes.
Fear, that's all it is. Pubescent fear. I was the same at your age.
You are my age, Father? I always thought thought if he was older.
How old do you think I was when I was with my first woman?
You were with a woman, Father?
Certainly I was with a woman. All men who become fathers have been with a woman at some point in their lives.
The same woman?
Certainly not the same woman. My God, don't you ever discuss this with your young friends?
Oh, yes, all the time. But we get too excited to listen.
It is man's obligation to enter marriage experienced in the ways of love. Otherwise, valuable years are wasted in endless groping.
Well, I don't mind waiting a few years groping, Father.
It is all in the process of becoming a man, Antosha. First you learn to walk, then you learn to talk. Now it's time to learn this.
Oh, are you sure? I mean, I'm really not walking and talking all that well yet.
Antosha, we can't afford to delay any longer. I don't want you becoming an old man waiting to become a young man. Now, are you going to go in there, have your first experience with a woman, or do I have to punish you?
Father, I don't think we're going to find any women of high moral character around here.
We're not looking for high moral women. There are too damn many high moral women in the world as it is. That's why so many high moral men have to come to places like this. Let's get on with it.
Can I hold your hand, Father?
Certainly not. You can't go in there to become a man holding your father's hand. Antosha, we don't have all day. Your mother is expecting us home at 9 o'clock. Now, we have exactly an hour and 10 minutes for you to mature.
You mean you told Mother? You told Mother where we were going?
Do you think I'm so insensitive? I told her we were going out for a walk to get some night air.
Won't she become suspicious when she notices I've come home all grown up?
It doesn't show, Antosha. You don't get spots like measles. You may possibly have a small smile on your face, that's all. Come along.
But Father, aren't there other ways to become a man? I mean, couldn't I grow a moustache?
Antosha, tell me the truth. If you'd rather not go through with it, I'll take you home.
Take me home.
Wait till I've asked the question. Would you rather not go through with it? I'll take you home.
Take me home.
I see. Very well then. We'll go home. You can sit in your tub and play with your sailboats until you're ready.
Will you be angry with me?
No.
Will you be disappointed with me?
No.
Will you be proud of me?
No.
All right then, I'll do it.
Good boy, Antosha.
If I like it, can we do it again?
No! I didn't bring you down here with the intention of leaving you here. My God, it's a difficult business being a liberal father.
Good evening, gentlemen.
Oh, God!
Steady, boy, steady.
Is she one of the teachers?
She looks like the principal to me. You're in luck, my boy. She's a charming-looking girl. I'll go over and attend to your tuition.
Father, couldn't I take a correspondence course?
No. Stand there and don't move. I'll be right back. And don't twiddle with your hat. This is not hat-twiddling business. Good evening, madam. Lovely April night, wouldn't you say?
Is it April already? I don't get out very much.
No, I can well understand that. It's been some time since I was involved in such matters, but I would like to discuss with you a subject of some delicacy.
30 rubles.
So much for the delicacy. 30 rubles, you say? Well, speaking for myself, I would say 30 rubles was quite fair, but it's not for me. It's for my young, inexperienced son. That's him over there, the one with the knees buckling.
Well, it's still 30 rubles, sir. We don't have children's prices.
No, of course not, but 30 rubles does seem a bit high for a boy of 19. Come, what would you say to 15 rubles?
For 15 rubles, I read Peter Rabbit. Look, sir, a Norwegian ship is due in here tonight, and I must go in and put on my blonde wig.
Wait! There is an extenuating circumstance. It's the boy's birthday, and I wanted to give him a nice gift. What do you say?
How about an umbrella?
Now see here, in my day, 30 years ago, I shared the pleasures of the most delightful girl on this street. Ilka the milkmaid, she was called. And she cost me a mere 10 rubles.
Well, she's still here. If you want her, she's down to 6 rubles.
Certainly not.
Father,
Yes.
Father, am I ready yet?
In a minute, I'm still shopping. He's really a delightful boy, fragile and sweet. Tells the most delightful stories. I'm sure you'll find him most entertaining.
Haven't you got it the wrong way around?
Father, I'm getting chilly.
Oh, run around, jump up and down, do something, be patient. You've waited 19 years, it's just a few more minutes. 20 rubles, not a kopeck more. There's just so much I'm willing to spend on education. Please, it's for my boy.
Second, you're a good and loving father, sir, and I respect you for it. If I had a father like you, I wouldn't have ended up here on the streets bargaining with fathers like you.
I'm sure there's a moral there somewhere. Just don't see it yet. Settled. 20 rubles. Oh, there is one other request I have. At the conclusion of the evening's festivities, I would appreciate it greatly if you would just say, Happy Birthday from Pop.
Happy birthday from Pop. Would you like any candles?
That's not necessary. Just be gentle and kind to him. Gentleness is all I ask. Oh, good heavens, a tear. What a thing to cry over.
I'll wait upstairs. 2 flights up, second door on the left. I'll be gentle, sir.
Thank you. The girls nowadays seem so much more understanding.
May I say, it's men like you that make me proud to serve in my profession.
What a wonderful nurse she would have made. Antosha, school's in. Send my boy 20 rubles. You have to know how to bargain with these people. Now, off you go, my boy. 2 flights up. Second door on the left. I'll wait here, don't rush.
Do I say anything to her?
Like what?
Like, hello?
Hello would be nice. Goodbye would be good, too. Go on, my boy, she's waiting.
Father, are there any instructions you want to give me?
That's what I'm paying her good money for. The questions you ask. Go on up, boy, before I have to pay her overtime.
Yes, Father. I'm going. I'm going.
What is it now?
It's funny, Father. When I come back down here in the street, I won't be a little Antosha anymore. I'll be Anton, the man. Thank you, Father. Well, goodbye.
Wait! Wait, Antosha.
Yes, Father.
I was just thinking, wouldn't you rather have a nice umbrella? There's plenty of time next year to become a man. Plenty of time next year.
Papa. Yes, Papa.
I hope that portrait of my father came out with some affection. I loved him deeply. But with him, as with the other characters I've shared with you this evening, I have a sense of betrayal. When I put down my pen at the end of a day's writing, I can't help but feel that somehow I've robbed my friends of their precious life fluid. And what makes my conscience torment me even more is I've had a wonderful time writing today. But before you go, what was it we were talking about early on, before the story of Shadiakov? Oh yes, I was going to say what it was as a child I most wanted to do with my life. Well then, it's funny, for the life of me I can't remember. But somehow, as I sit here with a feeling of deep peace and contentment, in some measure I suspect I must be doing it. Thank you for this visit. If you ever pass this way again, do drop in. Good night. There is an alternative ending. If ever you do pass this way again, I hope you inherit 5 million rubles. Good night.
You must have a check.
No? Those ones there are the oldest plants on Earth, survivors of the age of the giant fern forest. Of course, in this semi-tropical climate, some of the old plants, such as the Venus flytrap. Do you know what this is, Doctor, the Venus flytrap?
An insectivorous plant.
Yes, feeds on insects. It has to be kept under glass from early fall to late spring. And when it went under glass, my son Sebastian had to provide it with fruit flies, flown in at great expense from a Florida laboratory that used fruit flies for experiments in genetics. Well, I can't do that, Doctor. I just can't do it. It's not the expense.
Yes.
Yes, so goodbye, Venus flytrap, like so much else. I don't know why, but I already feel like a lean on your shoulder, Doctor.
Kukrowitz. It's a Polish word. It means sugar. So let's just keep it simple and call me Dr. Sugar.
Yes, well now, Dr. Sugar, you've seen Sebastian's garden.
It's like a well-groomed jungle.
Yes, that's how he meant it to be. Nothing was accidental. Everything was planned and designed in Sebastian's life and his work.
What was your son's work, Mrs. Venable, besides his garden?
So many times I've had to answer that question. You know, it still shocks me a little to realise that Sebastian Venable, the poet, is still unknown outside the small coterie of his friends, including his mother.
Oh,
You see, strictly speaking, his life was his occupation.
I see.
No, you don't see yet, but before I'm through, you will. You see, Sebastian was a poet. That's what I meant when I said his life was his work. Because the work of a poet is the life of a poet, and vice versa. The life of a poet is the work of a poet. I mean, you can't separate them. I mean, well, for instance, a salesman's work is one thing, and his life another. The same thing's true of doctor, lawyer, merchant, thief. But a poet's life is his work, and his work is his life in a special sense, because I've already talked myself breathless and dizzy. Thank you.
Mrs. Venable, did your doctor okay this thing?
What?
You're meeting this girl that you feel is responsible for your son's death.
I waited months to face her because I couldn't get to St. Mary's to face her, so I've had her brought here to the house. I won't collapse. She'll collapse. I mean, her lies will collapse. Not my truth, not the truth. Forward march, Dr. Sugar. Oh, we've made it. I didn't know I was so weak on my pins, Doctor. Sit down. I'm not afraid of using every last ounce and inch of my little leftover strength in doing just what I'm doing. I'm devoting what's left of my life, Doctor, to the defense of a dead poet's reputation. Sebastian had no public name as a poet. He didn't want one. He refused to have one. He dreaded, abhorred false values that come from being publicly known, from fame, from personal exploitation. He said to me, Violet, Mother, you're going to outlive me.
What made him think that?
Poets are always clairvoyant. And he had rheumatic fever when he was 15, and it affected a heart valve. He couldn't stay off horses or out of water, and so forth. But, Mother, you're going to live longer than me, and when I'm gone, it will be in your hands to do whatever you please with. Meaning, of course, in future recognition. That he did want. He wanted it after his death, when it couldn't disturb him. Then he wanted to offer his work to the world. Now, have I made my point, Doctor? Have I made myself clear? Here's my son's life, Doctor. Here's his life going on.
Poem of summer.
Poem on summer. There are 25 of them. He wrote one poem a year, which he printed himself on an 18th century hand press at his atelier in the French Quarter, so no one but he could see it.
He wrote one poem a year.
One for every summer that we travelled together. The other 9 months of the year were really only a preparation.
9 months?
The length of a pregnancy, yes.
Poems were hard to deliver.
Even with me. Without me, impossible, Doctor. He wrote no poem last summer.
He died last summer.
Without me, he died last summer. That was his last summer's poem. And long ago summer. Now why am I thinking of this? My son Sebastian said to me, "Mother, listen to this." And he read me Herman Melville's description of the Encantadas, the Galapagos Islands. Quote, "Take 25 heaps of cinders. Imagine them dumped here and there on an outside city lot. Magnified several times into mountains, and imagine the vacant lot, the sea, and you'll have a fit idea of the general aspect of the Encantadas, the Enchanted Isles." Unquote. He read me that description and he said we had to go there. And so we did go there that summer, on a chartered boat, a four-masted schooner, as close as possible to the sort of a boat that Melville must have travelled on. We saw the Encantadas, but on the Encantadas we saw something that Melville hadn't written about. We saw the giant sea turtles crawl up out of the sea for their annual egg laying. Once a year, the female of the sea turtle crawls up out of an equatorial sea onto the blazing sand beach of a volcanic island to dig a pit in the sand and deposit her eggs there. It's a long and dreadful thing, the depositing of the eggs in the sand pits. And when it's finished, the female sea turtle crawls back to her sea, half dead. She never sees her offspring, but we do. Sebastian knew exactly when the sea turtle eggs would be hatched out, and we returned in time for it.
You went back to
The terrible Encantadas, those heaps of extinct volcanoes, in time to witness the hatching of the sea turtles and their desperate flight to the sea. The narrow beach, the colour of caviar, was all in motion. But the sky was in motion too,
the sky was in motion.
full of flesh-eating birds. And the sound of the birds, the horrible, savage cries of them
Carnivorous birds.
over the narrow black beach as the just-hatched sea turtles scrambled out of the sand pits and started their race to the sea
Race to the sea.
to escape the flesh-eating birds that made the sky almost as black as the beach. The sand was all alive as the just-hatched sea turtles started their dash for the sea, while the birds hovered and swooped to attack and hovered and swooped to attack. They were diving down on the just-hatched sea turtles, turning them over to expose their soft undersides, tearing their undersides open and rending and eating their flesh. Sebastian guessed that possibly only 0.01% of their number would escape to the sea.
What was it about this that fascinated your son?
My son was looking for... Let's just say he was interested in sea turtles.
That is what you started to say.
I stopped myself just in time.
Say what you started to say.
I started to say that my son was looking for God, but I stopped myself because I thought he'd think, oh, what a pretentious young crackpot, which Sebastian was not.
No, Mrs. Venable, doctors look for God too.
Oh,
I sometimes think we have to look harder than priests. We don't have the benefit of such well-organized expeditions and well-known guidebooks such as priests have with their scriptures and churches.
you mean they go on a solitary safari like a poet?
Yes, some do. I do.
I believe.
Let me tell you something. Very first operation I performed at Lionsview. You can imagine how anxious and nervous I was about the outcome.
Yes.
The prisoner was a young girl regarded as hopeless and put in the drum. The name for the violent ward at Lionsview, because it looks like the inside of a drum, with lights blazing all day and all night, so the guards can detect any change of expression on the inmates in case they have to grab them if they're going to attack. After the operation, I stayed with the girl as if I delivered a child that might stop breathing. When they finally wheeled her out of the surgery, I still stayed with her. I walked beside the rolling table, holding onto her hand, my heart in my throat. It was a nice afternoon, as fair as this one. And as soon as we wheeled her outside, she whispered something. She whispered, "Oh, how blue the sky is." And I felt proud and relieved, because up till then, all her speech, everything she had babbled, had been a torrent of obscenity.
Yes, well now I can tell you, Doctor, without any hesitation, that my son was looking for God. I mean for a clear image of him. He spent that whole blazing equatorial day in the crow's nest of the schooner watching this sing on the beach till it was too dark to see it anymore. And when he came down the rigging, he said, "Well, now I've seen him," and he meant God.
How was he after that? Did it affect him?
Oh yes, he had a fever with it. He was delirious with it for weeks.
I can see how such a spectacle as you witnessed in the Encantadas could be equated with a great deal of experience or existence, but not with God. Can you?
Dr. Sugar, I'm a reasonably loyal member of the Protestant Episcopal Church, but I understood what he meant.
Did he mean we must rise above God?
He meant that God shows a savage face to people and shouts some fierce things at them. That's all we see or hear of him. Isn't it all we really ever see or hear of him these days? Nobody seems to know why. Well, shall I go on from there?
Yes, do.
Well, where next? India? China?
Mrs. Venable.
Oh God, fix her up. Some kind of drugstore to keep me alive, Doctor. Where was I?
In the Himalayas.
Oh yes, long ago summer in the Himalayas, when he almost entered a Buddhist monastery. Had gone so far as to shave his head and eat just rice out of a wood bowl on a grass mat. He promised those sly Buddhist monks that he would give up the world and himself and all his worldly possessions to their mendicant order. Well, I cabled his father. For God's sake, notify the bank to freeze Sebastian's accounts. I got back this cable from my late husband's lawyer. Mr. Venable, critically ill. Stop. Needs you to stop. Wants you to stop. Immediate return. Advise most strongly. Stop. Cable time of arrival.
Did you return to your husband?
I made the hardest decision of my life. I stayed with my son. I got him through that crisis too. In less than a month, he got up off that fussy grass mat and he threw the rice bowl away and booked us into Shepherd's Hotel, Cairo, and the Ritz in Paris. And from then on, we still lived in a world of light and shadow, but the shadow was almost as luminous as the light. Thank you.
Would you like to sit down now?
Yes, indeed I would, before I fall down. Are your hind legs still on you?
You know what? Oh, hind legs, yes.
Well, you're not a donkey. You're certainly not a donkey, because I've been talking the hind legs of a donkey, several donkeys. And I had to make it clear to you that the world lost a great deal too when I lost my son last summer. He would have liked my son. He would have been charmed by you. My son, Sebastian, was not a family snob, nor a money snob, but he was a snob all right. He was a snob about personal charm in people. He insisted on good looks around him always, and he had a perfect little court of young and beautiful people around him always, no matter where he was, here in New Orleans or New York, or on the Riviera, or in Paris, or in Venice. He always had a perfect little entourage of the beautiful and the talented and the young.
Your son was young, Mrs. Bennet.
Both of us were young, Doctor, and stayed young.
Could I see a photograph of your son, Mrs. Bennet?
Why, yes, indeed you could. I'm glad you asked to see one. I'm going to show you not one photograph, but two. Here. Here is a picture of my son, Sebastian, in a page boy Renaissance costume at a masked ball in Venice. Here is a picture of my son in the same costume at a masked ball in Cannes. Those two pictures were taken 20 years apart. Now, which is the older one, Doctor?
This photograph looks older.
The photograph looks older, Doctor, but not the subject. It takes character to refuse to grow old, Doctor. To successfully refuse to, it calls for discipline, abstention, one cocktail before dinner, not 2, 4, 6, a single lean chop and lime juice on a salad in restaurants famed for rich dishes.
Mrs. Venable.
What is in this box?
Miss Holly's mother and Violet there.
Hi,
Violet, dear, we're here.
Wait upstairs in my upstairs living room for me. Take them upstairs. I don't want them at the window during this talk. Let's move away from the window, Doctor.
Mrs. Venable, did your son have, well, what sort of private life did your son have?
That's a question I wanted you to ask me.
Why?
I haven't heard the girl's story yet, except indirectly in a watered-down version, being too ill to go to hear it directly. But I've gathered enough to know that it's a hideous attack on my son's moral character, which, being dead, he can't defend himself from. I have to be the offender. Now listen to me. Before you hear whatever you're going to hear from this girl when she gets here this afternoon, my son, Sebastian, was chaste. Not C-H-A-S-E-D. Oh, he was chaste in that way of spelling it too. We had to be very fleet-footed, I can tell you, with his looks and his charm, to keep ahead of pursuers, every kind of pursuer. I mean, he was C-H-A-S-T-E, chaste.
I understood what you meant, Mr. Venable.
And you believe me, don't you?
Yes, but...
But what?
Well, chastity. How old was your son last summer?
40 maybe. We really didn't count birthdays.
So he lived a celibate life.
As strictly as if he vowed to. It sounds like vanity, Doctor, but really, I was the only one in his life that satisfied the demands he made of people. Time after time, my son, Sebastian, would let people go, dismiss them because their attitude towards him was not as
Pure?
as my son, Sebastian, demanded. We were a famous couple. People didn't speak of us as Sebastian and his mother, or Mrs. Venable and her son. They said, Sebastian and Violet, Violet and Sebastian are at the Lido. They're at the Ritz in Madrid. Sebastian and Violet, Violet and Sebastian have taken a house at Biarritz for the season. And every time we appeared, every appearance, attention was centered on us. Everyone else eclipsed. Vanity? Oh no, Doctor, you can't call it that.
I didn't call it that.
It wasn't folly de grandeur. It was grandeur.
See?
An attitude towards life that hasn't been known in the world since the great Renaissance princes were crowded out of their palaces and gardens by successful shopkeepers.
See?
Most people's lives, what are they? Nothing but trails of debris. Each day, more debris, more debris. Long, long trails of debris. And finally, nothing to clean it all up, but death. My son, Sebastian, and I constructed our days. Each day, we carved out each day of our lives like a piece of sculpture. We left behind us a trail of days like a gallery of sculpture. At last summer, I can't forgive him for it. Even now that he's paid for it with his life. That's in this vandal, this
The girl.
that you're going to meet here this afternoon. Yes. He admitted this vandal, and with her tongue for a hatchet, she went about smashing our legend, destroying the
Mrs.
memory.
Venable, what do you feel was her reason?
Lunatics don't have reason.
Well, I mean, what do you think was her motive?
What a question. We put the bread in her mouth and the clothes on her back, Doctor. People that like you for that, or even forgive you for it, are hen's teeth, Doctor. The role of a benefactor is worse than thankless, Doctor. It's the role of a victim. A sacrificial victim, Doctor. They want your blood. They want your blood on the altar steps of their outraged, outrageous egos.
Oh, I see. She sure resented it.
Loathed. They can't shut her up at St. Mary's.
I thought she'd been there for months.
I mean, keep her still there. She babbles, babbles. They couldn't shut her up in Cabezza de Lobo or at the clinic in Paris. She babbled, babbled, smashing my son's reputation. On the Berengaria, bringing her back to the States, she broke out of the stateroom and babbled, babbled. Even at the airport, when she was flown down here, she babbled a bit of her story before she could be whisked away in an ambulance to St. Mary's. This is a reticule, Doctor. Catch-all, carry-all bag for an elderly lady, which I turned into last summer. Would you open it for me, please? My fingers are stiff. And fish out some cigarettes and a cigarette holder.
serves.
Thank you, Doctor.
Oh, good flame.
So shines a good deed in a naughty world, Doctor. Thank you.
Mrs. Venable,
Yes.
in your letter last week, you made mention of a fund of some kind, an endowment fund?
I wrote you that my bankers and lawyers and certified public accountants are setting up the Sebastian Venable Memorial Foundation to subsidize the work of young people like you who are pushing out the frontiers of art and science but have a financial problem. You have a financial problem, don't you, Doctor?
Yes, we do have that problem. You see, my work is such a new and radical thing that the people who control state funds are naturally a little frightened of it. So they keep us on a tight budget. So small, in fact, that, well, we need a separate ward for my patients. I need trained assistants. I'd like to marry a girl. I can't afford to marry her. Besides that, there's the problem of right patients. Not just criminal psychopaths that the government turns over to us because our operation is, well, risky. I don't want to put you off our work at Lion's View, but I must be honest with you. There's a great deal of risk involved in my operation. Whenever you enter the brain with a foreign object,
Yes.
even a needle-thin knife, in the skilled surgeon's fingers, there is still a great deal of risk involved in the operation.
But you said that it quiets them down, Doctor. It pacifies them. It suddenly makes them peaceful.
Oh, yes, it does that. That much we know already.
But what?
It will be 10 years before we know whether the immediate benefits are lasting or passing, or whether they'll still be, and this is what haunts me about it, any chance of reconstructing a totally sound person. It may be that the person will always be limited, relieved of acute disturbances, but limited, Mrs. Bennet.
Oh, but what a blessing to them, Doctor. To be just suddenly peaceful. After all that horror, after all those nightmares, just to be able to lift up their eyes and see a sky not as black as the sky we saw in the end hadn't ours, Doctor.
Mrs. Venable, I can't guarantee that a lobotomy would stop her babbling.
That may be. Maybe not. But after the operation, who would believe her, Doctor?
Mrs. Venable, supposing after meeting this girl and observing the girl, hearing the story that she babbled, suppose I shouldn't feel that her condition is not intractable enough to warrant the risk of... Well, suppose I shouldn't feel that non-surgical methods such as insulin shock or electric shock will...
She's had all that at St. Mary's, Doctor.
But if I
Nothing else
disagree
is
with
left.
you, if I disagree with you,
That's just part of the question. Finish the question, Doctor.
will you still be interested in my work at Lions View? I mean, will the Sebastian Venable Memorial Foundation still be interested in it?
Aren't we always more interested in something that concerns us personally, Doctor?
Mrs. Venable, you are such an innocent person that it doesn't occur to you, it obviously hasn't even occurred to you that anyone less innocent than yourself might interpret this offer of a subsidy as some sort of bribe.
Call it that if you like. I don't care. There's just two things to remember, Doctor. She's a destroyer. My son was a creator. Now, if my honesty's shocked you, Doctor, pick up your little black bag without the subsidy in it and run away from this garden. Nobody's heard our conversation except you and I.
Mrs. Venable.
What is it? What do you want, Miss Foxell?
Mrs. Venable, Miss Holly is here.
Oh my God, there she is in the window. I told you I did not want her to enter my house again. I told you to meet them at the door and lead them around the side of the garden to the back of the house. But you didn't listen. I'm not ready to face her yet. I have to have my 5 o'clock cocktail first to fortify me. Take my chair inside. Dr. Sugar, are you still there? I thought perhaps you'd run out of the garden. I'm going back through the garden to the other entrance. You can stay in the garden if you wish to, or run out of the garden if you wish to, or go in this way if you wish to, or do anything that you wish to. But I'm going to have my 5 o'clock daiquiri frozen before I face her.
Excuse me.
table? Just a cigarette, sister. Put it back in the box. Too late. It's already lighted. Give it here. Oh, please let me smoke, sister. Give it here. Please, Sister Felicity. Catherine, give it here. You know you're not allowed to smoke at St. Mary's.
We're not at St. Mary's. This is an afternoon out.
You're still in my charge, and I cannot permit you to smoke. Because the last time you smoked, you dropped a lighted cigarette on your dress and started a fire.
Not start a fire. I just burned a hole in my skirt because I was half unconscious.
Give
when
it
I made
here.
Don't be such a bully.
Disobedience has to be paid for later.
All right, I'll pay for it later.
Give me that cigarette, or I'll make a report out that'll put you right back in the violent ward if you don't. Give me that cigarette. I'm holding my hand out for
All
it.
right, take it. Here, take it. You burned me.
You deliberately burned me.
You said to give it to
You
me.
stuck the lighted end of the cigarette in my hand.
Sick of me and Boston.
Sit down.
There goes the wearing mixer. And Violet's about to have a 5 o'clock frozen daiquiri. You could set a watch by her. We're in Sebastian's garden. My God, I can still cry.
Did you have any medication before you went out?
No, I didn't have any. Will you give me some?
I can't. I wasn't told to. However, the doctor may give you something.
Young blonde man I bumped into.
Yes, the young doctor's a specialist from another hospital.
What hospital?
Word to the wise is sufficient.
I knew I was being watched. He was in the window staring out at me.
Sit down, dear. Your family's coming.
Lion's View's the doctor.
Sit down.
Is it Lion's View?
Be
Wait till I stop running down that steep white street and you makes the logo.
Sit down, dear.
I loved him, sister. Why wouldn't he let me save him? I tried to take hold of his hand, but he struck me away and ran. Ran in the wrong direction, sister.
Be still, dear.
Bless you, sister.
Thank you.
The doctor's still at the window, but he's too blind to hide behind window curtains. He catches the light and shines through me. We were going to Blonde's. Blonde's were next on the menu.
Be still now. Quiet, dear.
Cousin Sebastian said he was famished for blondes. Fed up with the dark ones and famished for blondes. All the travel brochures he picked up were advertisements for the blonde northern countries. I think he'd already booked us to Copenhagen and Stockholm. Fed up with the dark ones and famished for light ones. That's how we talked about people, as if they were items on a menu. That one's delicious looking. Oh, that one's advertising. Oh, that one's not advertising. I think because it was really nearly half stabbed when living on Pillars.
Stop it. Be still.
He liked me, so I loved him. If he'd have kept holding my hand, I could have saved him. Sebastian suddenly said to me last summer, "Let's fly off, little bird. I want to walk under those radiant, cold northern lights. I've never seen the aurora borealis." Somebody said once, who wrote once, where all of us children in a vast kindergarten trying to spell God's name with the wrong alphabet blocks. Sister! Oh, I think it's me they call me. They call me sister.
Catherine, dear Catherine. Well, doesn't you look just fine, George?
They send you to the beauty parlor whenever you're going to have a family visit. Other times they're just awful. They want you to have a compact or a lipstick or anything made out of metal because they're afraid you'll swallow it.
I think she looks just splendid, don't you, George?
Can't we talk without one for a minute?
I'm sure it's all right, too.
Sister? Excuse me, Sister Felicity. This is my mother, Mrs. Holly, and my brother George.
How do you do?
Yeah, you do.
This is Sister Felicity.
We're so happy that Catherine's at St. Mary's. So very grateful for all you're doing for her.
We do the best we can for her, Mrs. Holly.
I'm sure you do, yes. Well, I wonder if you'd mind if we had a private little chat with our Catherine?
Well, I'm not supposed to let her out from outside.
It's only for a minute. You can wait in the hall or in the garden, and we'll call you right back here the minute the private little part of our talk is over.
Jesus, what are you up to, huh? Sister, are you trying to ruin us?
George, will you be quiet? You're upsetting your sister.
How elegant George looks.
George inherited Cousin Sebastian's wardrobe. But everything else is in probate. Did you know that? That everything else was in probate. And Violet can keep it
She's had an elevator installed right where the back stairs were. And sister, it's the cutest little thing you ever did see. It's all paneled in Chinese lacquer, black and gold Chinese lacquer, with lovely bird pictures on it. But there's only room for 2 people at a time in it, so George and I came down on foot. I think she's having a frozen daiquiri now. She still has her frozen daiquiri promptly at 5 o'clock every afternoon in the world, in warm weather. Sister, the horrible death of Sebastian just about killed her. She's now slightly better, but it's only a question of time. Dear, you know, I'm sure that you understand why we haven't been out to see you at St. Mary's. They said you were too disturbed, and a family visit just might disturb you more. But I want you to know that nobody, absolutely nobody in the city knows a thing about what you've been through, have they, George? Not a thing, not a soul even knows that you've come back from Europe. When people inquire, when they question us about you, we just say that you stayed abroad to study something or other. Now, listen to me, little sister. I want you to say that Sebastian has left us in his will. Oh, I don't know, George.
Mama wants you to be careful what you say to Aunt Vi, because you are the only witness to what happened, Kathy.
No, there were others around. Oh, sister, you just had a little sort of nothing about it. Now, listen to me, little sister. Sebastian has left, has bequeathed to you and George in his will.
50 grand each, after taxes, get it?
Yes, but if they give me the injection, I won't have any choice but to tell exactly what happened in Quebec-Saloma last summer. Don't you see? I won't have any choice but to tell the truth because it shuts something off that might make you able not to when everything comes out. Decent or not decent, you have no choice. Just always, always the truth.
Catherine, darling, I don't know the full story, but surely you're not too sick in your head to know that in your heart the story you've been telling is just...
Kathy, you've got to forget that story, can't you? For your 50 grand?
Because if Aunt Vi contests the will, and we know she'll contest it, she'll keep it in the courts forever. We'll be...
It's in probate now, and we'll never get out of probate until you drop that crazy story. We can't afford to hire lawyers good enough to contest it. So unless you stop telling that crazy story, we won't have a pot to cook greens in.
Kathy, don't laugh like that. It scares me. Catherine.
Kathy, the money's all tied up. And if Aunt Vi decides to contest Sebastian's will that leaves us all this cash, am I coming through to you, sister?
Yes, little brother, you are.
You see, Mama, she's crazy, like a coyote. We won't get a single damn penny. Honest God, we won't. So you just got to stop telling that story about what you say happened to Cousin Sebastian in Quebec's Lobo. Even if it is what it couldn't be true, you got to drop it. Sister, you can't tell such a story to civilized people in a civilized, up-to-date country.
Oh, Kathy, why? Why? Why did you invent such a tale?
Mother, I didn't invent it. I know it's a hideous story, but it's a true story of our town and the world we live in. And what did truly happen to Cousin Sebastian in Quebec-Saloma.
Oh, then you are going to tell it. Mama, she is going to tell it. Right to Aunt Vi. And lose us 100,000. Kathy, you are a bitch.
George!
I repeat it, bitch. She ain't crazy, Mama. She's no more crazy than I am. She's just perverse. Was always perverse.
George! George, that is no way for you to talk to your sister. You come right back over here and tell your sweet little sister you're sorry you spoke to her like that.
I'm sorry, Kathy, but you know we need that money. Mama and me, Kathy, I've got ambitions. And Kathy, I'm young. I want things. I need them. So won't you please think about me? Us.
Mrs. Polly? Mrs. Polly?
Somebody's calling for me. Catherine, George put it very badly. But you know that it's true. We do have to get what Sebastian has left us in his will, dearest. So you won't let us down, promise? You won't? Let us down?
Aunt Vi's coming. Mama, Kathy, Aunt Vi.
Oh, Kathy, here's Aunt Vi.
I see her and she sees me. That's all that's necessary. Foxel, my chair over in this corner. Last here. Fix the columns. transcript. It's in a separate...
Oh, yes, here it is. And here's the report from the Board of Investigators, and here's the report.
Yes. Where's the doctor?
On the phone in the library.
Why does he choose a moment like this to make a phone call?
Oh, he didn't make a phone call. He received a phone call.
Miss Foxhill, why are you talking to me like a burglar?
Violet, she's frightened. Can I move? Can I get up and move around till it starts?
Kathy dear, did George tell you that he received bids from every good fraternity on the Tulane campus and went far down because Paul Jr. did?
I see that he had the natural tact and good taste to come here, fully outfitted from head to toe in clothes that belong to my son.
You gave them to me, Aunt Vi.
I didn't expect you to parade them in front of me, George.
Oh, George, tell Aunt Violet how grateful you are.
I found this blue chew tailor down on Britannia Street. Makes alterations so good, you never guessed the one cut out for me to begin with.
And luckily, since it seems that Sebastian's wonderful bequest to George and Kathy is going to be tied up for a while.
Aunt Vi, about the will, I was wondering if we couldn't figure some way...
Oh, well, George means to expedite it to get through the red tape quicker.
I understand his meaning. Foxhill, get the doctor.
George, come on.
I'll go over and see Ricky.
What's wrong? I think I'm dreaming this. It doesn't seem real.
Twins allergic call from Lions View.
Violet, not Lion's View.
Why, are you all prepared to pay out $1,000 a month plus extra expenses for treatments to keep the girl at St. Mary's?
Catherine dear, tell Aunt Violet how grateful you are for her making it possible for you to rest and recuperate in such a sweet, sweet place as St. Mary's.
No place for lunatics. It's a sweet, sweet place.
But the food's good there. Isn't the food good there?
Just give me written permission not to eat fried grits. I had yard privileges till I refused to eat fried grits.
She lost yard privileges because she couldn't be trusted in the yard without supervision, or even with it, because she'd run to the fence and make signs to the cars on the highway.
Yes, I did that. I did that because I've been trying for weeks to get a message out of that sweet, sweet place.
What message, dear?
I got panicky, Mother.
Sister, I don't understand.
What are you scared of, sister?
What they might do to me now after they've done all the rest. That man in the window's a specialist from Lions View. We get newspapers. I know what they're doing there.
Why, Doctor, I thought you liked us with just a little black bag to remember you by.
No, don't you remember our conversation? I had to answer a call about
This is Dr. Crowds, who says it means sugar, and so we call him Sugar. He's a specialist from Lions View.
What does he specialize in?
Something new when everything else has failed.
Do you want to bore a hole in my skull and twist a knife in my brain? Everything else was done to me. You'd have to have my mother's permission for that.
I'm paying to keep you in a private asylum.
You're not my legal guardian.
Your mother's dependent on me. All of you are financially.
I think the situation's clear to me
Good,
now.
in that
I
case.
think a quiet atmosphere will get us the best results, Mrs. Venable.
I don't know what you mean by quiet atmosphere. She shouted, I didn't.
If we could just keep things on a quiet level, Mrs. Venable, your niece seems to be disturbed.
She has every reason to be. She took my son away from me, and then she...
Aunt Violet, you're not being fair.
Oh, aren't I?
She's not being fair. Aunt Violet, you know why Sebastian asked me to travel.
Yes, I do know.
You weren't able to travel. You'd had a...
Yes, go on. What had I had? Are you afraid to say it in front of the doctor? She meant that I had a stroke. I did not have a stroke. I had a slight aneurysm. You know what this is, doctor? A little vascular convulsion. Not a hemorrhage, just a little convulsion of a blood vessel. I had it last summer when I found that she was trying to take my son away from me. Then I had it. It left a little temporary muscular contraction in one side of my face. These people are not blood relatives of mine. They're my dead husband's relations. I always detested these people. My dead husband's sister and her 2 worthless children. But I did more than my duty to keep their heads above water. To please my son, whose weakness it was, being excessively soft-hearted, I went to the expense and humiliation, yes, public humiliation, of giving this girl a debut, which was a fiasco. Nobody liked her when I brought her out. Oh, she had some kind of a notoriety, a sharp tongue that some people mistook for wit, a habit of laughing in the faces of decent people, which would infuriate them, and also reflected on me And my son, Sebastian, also. And halfway through the season, she was dropped off the hearty lists. Yes, dropped off the list in spite of my position. Why? Because she lost her head over a young married man. Made a scandalous scene in a Mardi Gras ball in the middle of a ballroom. Then everybody dropped her like a hot rock. But my son, Sebastian, still felt sorry for her and took her with him last summer instead of me.
God can't change the truth. I'm not God. I'm not even sure that he could. I don't think God can change the truth. How can I change the story?
She was in love with my son.
It was to take me back to St. Mary's.
Oh, no, that's not what you mean.
Oh, right, mine's view, but don't ask me to take all this.
You know that you were.
Then I was what, Aunt Violet?
Don't call me Aunt. You're the niece of my dead husband, not me.
Kathy, don't upset your own doctor. I didn't want to come here. I know what she thinks. She thinks I murdered her son, that I was responsible for his death.
That's right. I told him last summer when he told me he was going to take you with him instead of me that I'd never seen him again, and I never did. And only you know why.
God.
Mrs. Venable. Mrs. Venable,
What?
I'd like to be left alone with Miss Catherine for a few minutes.
George, talk to her, George.
And fine. Can't go to Lionsview. Everyone in the garden district would know you put your niece in a state asylum, Aunt Vi.
Foxhill,
What do you want, Aunt Vi?
let go of my chair. Foxhill, get me away from people.
Aunt Vi, listen. Think of the talk.
I can't get up. Push me away.
I'll push her, Miss Foxhill.
Let go of my chair.
I've got to talk to her.
Foxhill,
Mr. Harnish, you
I
want to
know
wash
what
it.
I'm doing. Leave me alone with Aunt Vi.
let go of my chair or I'll strike you.
Oh, Aunt Vi.
Foxhill,
George. You don't have to hold on to me. I can't run away.
Miss Catherine,
What?
your aunt is a very sick woman. She had a stroke last summer.
Yes, she did, but she'll never admit it.
You have to understand why.
I do. I understand why. I didn't want to come here.
Miss Catherine, do you hate her?
I don't understand what hate is. How can you hate anybody and still be sane? You see, I still think I'm sane.
You think she did have a stroke?
She had a slight stroke in April. It just affected one side, the right side of her face, but after that it was disfiguring. And Sebastian couldn't use her anymore.
Use? Did you say use her?
Yes, we all use each other, and that's what's love, and not being able to use each other is what's hate.
Do you hate her, Miss Catherine?
Didn't you ask me that once? I did not say I didn't understand hate. A ship struck an iceberg at sea, and everyone's sinking.
Sure.
Well, that's no reason for everyone drowning to hate everyone drowning, is it, Doctor?
Tell me, what were your feelings towards your cousin Sebastian?
He liked me, and so I loved him.
In what way did you love him?
In the only way he'd accept, a sort of a motherly way. I tried to save him, Doctor.
From what? Save him from what?
Completing a sort of image he had of himself as his sacrifice to a terrible sort of a...
God.
Yes, a cruel one, Doctor.
How did you feel about that?
Doctor, my feelings are the sort of feelings you have in a dream.
Your life doesn't seem real to you.
Suddenly last winter, I began to write my journal in the third person.
Something happened last winter.
At a Mardi Gras ball, some boy that took me till got too drunk to stand up. I wanted to go home. My coat was in the cloakroom. They couldn't find the check for it in his pocket, so I said, oh hell, let it go. I started down with a taxi. Somebody took my arm and said, I'll drive you home. He took off his coat as we left the hotel and put it over my shoulders, and then I looked at him. I don't think I'd ever even seen him before then, really. He took me home, but he took me to another place first. We stopped near the Dueling Oaks at the end of Esplanade Street. Stopped. I said, what for? He didn't answer. He struck a match in the car, lighted a cigarette in the car, and I looked at him in the car. I knew what for. He might get out of the car before he got out of the car and walked through the wet grass to the great misty oaks as if somebody was
next fall, God knows. I couldn't go out and know. However, one morning my cousin Sebastian came into the bedroom and he said, "Get up." Well, if you're still alive after down, well then you're obedient, Doctor. I got up. He took me downtown to a place to passport photo. Said, "Mother can't go abroad with me this summer. You're going to go with me this summer instead of Mother. If you don't believe me, read my Journal of Paris." She woke up at daybreak this morning, had a coffee, dressed, and took a brief walk.
Who did?
She did. I did. From the Hotel Plaza Athénée to the Place de l'Étoile as if pursued by a pack of Siberian wolves. Went right through all the stop signs. And went to the police, you know. Where did she think she was going? Back to the Dueling Oaks? Everything chilly and dim, but his hot, ravenous mouth on my...
Miss Catherine, let me give you something.
Do I have to have the injection again this time, Doctor? What am I going to be stuck with this time? I've been stuck so often if you connected me to garden hose to make a good sprinkler. I didn't feel it.
That's good. Sit down.
Shall I start counting backwards from 100?
You like counting backwards?
Love it. Just love it. 100. 99. 98. 97. 96. 90. I already feel it. How funny.
That's right. Now close your eyes for a minute. Now, Miss Catherine, I want you to give me something.
Name it and it's yours, Dr. Sugar.
I want you to give me all your resistance.
Resistance to what?
Truth. That you're going to tell me.
Truth is the one thing I never have resisted.
Sometimes people think they don't resist, but they still do.
They say it's at the bottom of a bottomless well. You know?
Just relax.
Truth.
Don't talk.
Where was I now? 90?
You don't have to count back.
And 90 something.
You can open your eyes.
Oh, I do feel funny. Do you know what I think you're doing to me? I think you're trying to hypnotize me, aren't you? You're looking at me so steady with your eyes and your eyes. Is that what you're doing to me?
Is that what you feel I'm doing?
Yes. I feel so peculiar, and it's not just the drug.
Give me all your resistance. See, I'm holding out my hand. I want you to put your hand in mine. Give me all your resistance. Pass all your resistance out through your hand into mine.
Here's my hand, but there's no resistance in it.
You are totally passive.
Yes, I am.
You will do what I ask.
Yes, I will try.
You will tell the true story.
Yes, I will.
Absolutely true story. No lies, nothing not told, everything spoken exactly.
Everything. Exactly. Because I'll have to. Can I stand up?
Yes, be careful, you may feel a bit dizzy.
I can't get up. Well, tell me to, then I think I could do it.
Stand up.
I can. Oh, I can do it. Oh, I do feel dizzy. Oh, help me, I've got to fall over.
You see, you lost your balance.
No, I didn't. I did what I wanted to do without you telling me to. Oh, let me. Oh, please hold me. I've been so lonely. If I've gone mad, it's lonelier than death.
Kathy, you got a hell of a nerve.
What's the matter with Catherine, George? Is she ill?
Miss Catherine had an injection that made her a little unsteady.
What did you say about Catherine? She's gone into the garden.
It's all right, sister. She'll come back when I call her.
may be all right for you. You're not responsible for her.
Call her now.
Miss Catherine, come back. Sister, bring it back, please. Now, Miss Catherine, you're going to tell us the true story.
Where do I start the story?
Wherever you think it started.
I think it started the day he was born in this house.
Oh, you see?
Kathy, let's start a little later than that, shall we? Shall we begin with last summer?
Oh, last summer.
Yes, last summer.
Could I?
Keep that boy away from her.
She wants to smoke in, Bob.
Something helps in the hands.
No, it's all right, sister. Now, about last summer, how did it begin?
It began with his kindness. And the 6 days at sea that took me so far away from the dueling oaks that I forgot he was near. He was affectionate with me. So sweet and attentive to me that some people took us for a honeymoon couple till I noticed that we had separate staterooms. And then in Paris, he took me to the two in Chaparelli. This is from Chaparelli's. Bought me so many new clothes that I gave away all my old ones to make room for my new ones and my new luggage to travel. I turned into a peacock. Of course, so he was one, too. Shh. But then I made a mistake of responding too much to his kindness. Taking hold of his hand before I take hold of mine. Of holding onto his arm, leaning on his shoulder. Of appreciating his kindness too much, and then suddenly last summer he began to be restless and... Oh,
Go on.
the Blue Jay notebook.
Did you say no?
I know what she's talking about. She's referring to a school composition book with a Blue Jay trademark that Sebastian used for making notes and revisions on his poem of summer. I have the one that he had with him last summer, Foxhill, Blue Jay notebook. It was sent back from Palazzo de Lobo with his personal effects.
Well, I don't quite get the connection between you
I
clothes and
haven't,
so
Doctor.
forth.
Tell her I found it.
With all these interruptions, it's going to
This
be
is
very
important.
difficult.
I don't know why she referred to it, but I want you to see it. Title, Poem of Summer, and the date of the summer, 1935. After that, what? Blank pages, nothing but nameless. His destruction? I'll tell you, Doctor. A poet's vocation rests on something as thin and fine as the web of a spider. It's all that holds him over, out of destruction. Very few are able to do it alone. Great help is needed. I did give it. She didn't.
She's right about that. I failed him. I saw the web breaking but wasn't able to save or repair it.
There now, the truth's coming out at last. We had a sort of an agreement between us, a sort of a contract or covenant, which he broke last summer when he took her with him in my place. He was frightened, and I knew when and what of, because his hands would shake and his eyes looked out, not in. I'd lean across the table and touch his hands and say not a word. Just look and touch his hands with my hands. Till his hands stopped shaking and his eyes looked out, not in. And in the morning, the poem would be continued. Continued till it was finished.
I couldn't.
Naturally enough, he was mine. I knew how to help him. You didn't. I could, you couldn't.
These interruptions
I would
are
say
not
you
helping.
will and he would.
Yes, you see, I failed him. And so last summer we went to Cape Quebec de Lobo. We flew down there from where he gave up writing his poem last summer.
Because it broken out.
Yes, something had broken. That string of pearls that old mothers hold their sons by like a sort of umbilical cord long after.
She means that I held him over from
Oh,
destruction.
no, yes, and suddenly last summer he wasn't young anymore. And we went to Quebec de Lobo, and he suddenly switched from the evenings to the beach.
From evenings to beach.
I mean, from the evenings to the afternoons, and from the
Fashionable? Is that the word you're looking for?
yes. Suddenly, last summer, Cousin Sebastian changed to the afternoons and the beach.
What beach?
In Quebec de Lobo, there's a beach that's named after Sebastian's namesake. It's known as La Playa San Sebastian. And that's where we started spending all afternoon, every day.
What kind of beach was it?
It was a big city beach near the harbor.
It was a public beach.
Yes, public.
It's little statements like that give her away. After all I told you about his fastidiousness, can you accept such a statement?
You must not interrupt
That a
her.
man like Sebastian would go every day to some dirty, free, public beach near a harbour? A man that had to go out a mile in a boat to find water fit to swim in?
Mrs. Venable, no matter what she says, you have to let her say it without any more interruptions, or else this interview is useless.
All right, I won't speak again. I'll keep silent if it kills me.
I don't want to go on.
Now go on with the story. Every afternoon, your cousin Sebastian and you went down to the big free public beach.
No, it wasn't the free one. The free one was right next to it. There was a fence between the free one and the one that we went to that charged a small charge of admission.
Yes. What did you do there? Did something happen there that disturbed you about it?
Yes.
What?
He bought me a swimsuit I didn't want to wear. I laughed. I said I can't wear that. It's a scandal to the jaybirds.
What did you mean by that? The suit was immodest.
My God, yes. It was a one-piece suit made of white lime. The water made it transparent. I didn't want to swim in it, but he grabbed hold of my hand and dragged me into the water, all the way in. And I'd come out looking naked.
Well, why did you do that? Did you understand why?
Yes, to attract attention.
You wanted to attract attention to you because you were depressed, lonely? You wanted to shock you out of your depression last summer?
Don't you understand? I was procuring for her. She used to do it too. Not consciously. She didn't know she was procuring for him in the small, fashionable places they used to go to before last summer. Sebastian was shy with me. She wasn't. Neither was I. We both did the same thing for him. Made contacts for him. But she did it in nice places and decent ways, and I had to do it in the way I just told you. Sebastian was lonely, Doctor, and the Blue Jay notebook got bigger and bigger, so big it was big and empty as that big empty blue sea and sky. I knew what I was doing. I came out in French Quarter years before I came out in the Garden District. Kathy! Shh! But then when the weather got warmer and the beach so crowded, we didn't need any more for that purpose. The ones from the free beach began to climb over the fence and swim around it. Bands of homeless young people that lived on the beach like scavenger dogs. Hungry children. So now he let me wear a decent dark suit and I'd go away to a faraway empty end of the beach and write postcards and letters and keep up my third-person journal till it was 5 o'clock and time to meet him outside the bathhouses on the street. He would come out, followed.
Who would follow him out?
The bands of homeless, hungry young people that had climbed over the fence from the free beach that they lived on. He'd pass out tips on them as if they'd all shined his shoes or called taxis for him. Each day the crowd was bigger, noisier, greedier. Sebastian began to be frightened. At last we stopped going out there.
Yes, and after that, after you stopped going out to the public beach?
Then one day, a few days after we'd stopped going out to the beach, it was a blazing white day in Quebec's Lower. Not a blazing hot blue one, a blazing hot white one.
Yeah.
We had a late lunch at one of the open-air restaurants by the sea there. Sebastian was white as the weather. He had on a spotless white silk shantung suit and a white silk tie and a white Panama and white shoes, white lizard skin pumps. He kept touching his face and his throat here and there with a white silk handkerchief and popping little white pills in his mouth. And I knew he was having a bad time with his heart and was frightened by it. And that was the reason we hadn't gone out to the beach. I think we ought to go north, he kept saying. I think we're done debating the law. I think we're done it, don't you? Well, I thought we'd done it, but I've learned it was better not to seem to have an opinion, because if I did, well, Sebastian, well, you know Sebastian. He always preferred to do what no one else wanted to do, and I had learned, I tried to get the impression that I was agreeing reluctantly to his wishes. There was a game.
Dropped a cigarette.
I've got it, sister.
Where was I? Oh, yes. 5 o'clock lunch at one of those fish places along the harbour at Cabeza de Lobo. There was a band of naked children along the beach, which was fenced off with barbed wire from the restaurant where we had our lunch. We had our table less than a yard from the barbed wire that kept the beggars at bay. There was a band of naked children along the beach. A band of frightfully thin and dark, naked children that looked like a flock of black birds. And they'd come darting up to the fence as if blown there by the wild wind. The hot, white wind from the sea. And they all cried out, "Pan! Pan! Pan!"
What's pan?
The
made goblin noises with their little mouths, stuffing their little black fists into their mouths and making goblin noises with frightful grins. Of course, we were sorry that we'd come to this place, but it was too late to go.
Why was it too late to go?
I told you, Cousin Sebastian wasn't well. He kept popping those little white pills in his mouth. I think he popped in so many that made him feel weak. His eyes looked dazed. But he said, "Don't look at those little monsters. Beggars are a social disease in this country. If you look at the country, it spoils it for you. You get sick of the whole country." I have to wait now and then under the drug. I have to wait till it gets clearer. It has to be a vision, or nothing comes.
All right.
Always when I was with him, I did what he told me. I didn't look at the band of naked children, not even when the waiters drove them away with sticks. Rushing out like an assault party in war and beating them screaming away from the barbed wire with sticks. And then
Well, Miss Catherine, what kind of things?
the children began to serenade us.
Do what?
Play for us on instruments. You know, make music, if you could call it music. Their instruments were instruments of percussion, you know?
Yes, instruments of percussion such as drums.
I stole glances at them when Cousin Sebastian wasn't looking, and as far as I could make out in the white blaze of the sand beach, their instruments were tin cans strung together.
Tin cans
And
strung together.
others had bits of metal that had been flattened out and sort of clashed and made into cymbals, you know, cymbals.
Yes, brass plates hit together.
That's right, Doctor. Tin cans flattened out and clashed. Cymbals.
Yes, I understand. Well, what's next in the vision?
Others had paper bags made out of crossed paper with something on a string inside the paper bag which they pulled back and forth and up and down to make a sort of a noise like oompa, oompa, oompa.
Ah, sound like a tuba.
That's right, they sounded like a tuba.
Oompa, 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 like a tuba.
Oompa, oompa, like a...
Tuba.
All during lunch they stayed at a fairly close distance.
Your cousin Sebastian was entertained by this concert?
I think he was terrified of it.
What do you mean, terrified? Why was he terrified?
I think he recognized some of the musicians, some of the boys, from childhood and older.
What did he do about it? Did he do anything about it, Miss Catherine? Did he complain to the manager?
Complain? Oh, to the manager? What, God? Oh, no. The manager of the fish place along the beach. Oh, no, you don't understand my cousin.
What do you mean?
He accepted all as how things are and thought nobody had any right to complain or interfere in any way whatsoever. And even though he knew that what was awful and that what was wrong, and my cousin Sebastian was certainly never showed that anything was wrong, he thought it unfitting to ever take any action about anything whatsoever, except to go on doing as something in him directed.
What did something in him direct him to do? I mean, on this occasion at Cabeza de Lobo.
After the cellar, before they bought the coffee, he suddenly pushed himself away from the table and said, "They've got to stop that. Waiter, make them stop that. I'm not a well man and I have a heart condition that's making me sick." This was the first time Cousin Sebastian had ever attempted to correct a human situation. I think perhaps that was his fatal error. It was then that the waiters, all 8 or 10 of them, charged out of the bar wicket fence and beat the little musicians screaming away with clubs or skillets or anything they could snatch from the kitchen. Sebastian left the table. He fled from the restaurant. After throwing a handful of paper money down on the table, and he fled from the place. I followed. It was all white outside. White. Hot, blazing white. Blazing white hot at 5 o'clock in the afternoon in the city of Cabeza de Lobo. It looked as if a great white ball had caught on fire in the sky and blazed so bright it turned the sky and everything under the sky white with it. Yes, white.
Followed your cousin Sebastian out of the restaurant onto the hot white street.
Running up and down hill.
Ran up and down hill.
No, didn't run either way. At first we were... I rarely made any suggestion, but this time I did.
What did you suggest?
Cousin Sebastian seemed to be paralyzed at the entrance to the cafe, so I said, "Let's go." I remember it was a very wide and steep white street. And I said, "Cousin Sebastian, down that way's the waterfront. We're more likely to find a taxi down there. Or why don't we go back inside and have them call us a taxi? Oh, let's do that. red roses that have been torn, thrown, crushed against the blazing white wall. Lion's Butte, Saint Aside, Captain's in our store out of our pride.
I'll get to school and I'll get a job.
Hush, sir. Doctor, can't you say something?
I think we ought at least to consider the possibility that the girl's story could be true.
Oh, hello, operator. Operator, would you get me the blue room, please? Blue room. Is there a pink room? I want to have the Eisner wedding. Oh, green room, that's right, oh, thank you. Oh, operator, could you please hurry? This is an emergency. Hello, who is this? Oh, Mr. Eisner. No hubby here. No, everything's fine. We'll be right down. Certainly is a big day. Oh, Mr. Eisner, is my husband there, please? Or would you? Roy, you'd better get up here right away. We're in big trouble. So don't ask questions. Just get up here. I hope you're not drunk. I can't handle this alone. Don't say anything. Just smile and walk leisurely out of the door. And then get the hell up here as fast as you can. All right, Mimsy. Your father's on his way up now. Now I want you to come out of there and get married. Do you hear me? Now I've had just about enough of this. Unlock this door. Mimsy? Mimsy, darling, won't you please come out? You know your father's temper. I know what you're going through, darling. You're just nervous. Everybody goes through that on their wedding day, but you love Borden, and Borden loves you. You're going to have a perfectly wonderful future together, so please, won't you unlock the door? Mimsy, if you don't care about your own life, think about mine. Your father will kill me. Oh my God, he's here. Mimsy, if you like, I'll have it annulled next week, but will you please come out and get married? All right. I'm letting your father in now. And heaven help the three of us.
Look, for God's sake, Norma, what on earth's going on here? What are you standing around for? There's 68 freeloaders down there drinking my grog. There's going to be a wedding. Let's have a wedding. Come on. Didn't you hear what I said? There's another couple waiting to use the green room. Come on, let's go.
Roy, could you sit down a minute? There's something I want to talk to you about.
You want to talk now? You had 21 years to talk while she was growing up. I'll talk to you when they're on the honeymoon. Come on, let's have a wedding.
We can't have a wedding until you and I have a talk.
I'm not getting through, am I? Look, there are 4 musicians playing downstairs for $70 an hour. I'll talk to you later when we're dancing. Get Mimsy and let's go.
That's what I want to talk to you about.
Mimsy?
You better sit down, Roy. You're not going to like this.
Is she sick?
Well, she's not sick. Exactly.
What do you mean? She's not sick. Exactly. Either she's sick or she's not sick. Is she sick?
She's not sick.
Good, then let's have a wedding. Mimsy, there's $200 worth of cocktail frankfurt's getting cold downstairs. Where's Mimsy?
Promise you're not going to blame me.
Blame you for what? What did you do?
Didn't do anything. Just don't want to get blamed for it.
Look, are you going to tell me what's going on, where Mimsy is?
Are you going to take an oath you're not going to blame me?
I take it. Now, where the hell is she?
She's locked herself in the bathroom. She's not coming out. And she's not getting married.
Come on, no kidding, where is she?
He doesn't believe me. I'll kill myself.
Mimsy? Mimsy? Right. What did you say to her?
I knew it. I knew you'd blame me. You took an oath. God will punish you.
I'm not blaming you. I just want to know what stupid thing you said to her that made her go and do this.
I didn't say anything. I was putting on my lipstick. She was in the bathroom. The door went click. It was locked. My whole life was over. What do you want from me?
You didn't say a word.
Nothing.
I see. So in other words, you expect me to believe that a normal, healthy, intelligent, 21-year-old college graduate who has driven me crazy for the last 18 months with wedding lists, floral arrangements, and choices of assorted hors d'oeuvres, has suddenly decided to spend this, the most important day of her life, locked in the Windsor Hotel lavatory.
Yes, 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 yes.
You must have said something.
Oh, Roy, what are you doing?
I'll tell you what I'm doing. First, I'm getting the college graduate out of the bathroom. Then, we're having a wedding. Then you and I are going to have a big talk. Mimsy, I want you and your $400 wedding dress out of there in 5 seconds.
Oh, don't threaten her. She'll never come out if you threaten her.
Listen, I've got 68 guests, 9 waiters, 4 musicians, and a boy with a wedding license waiting downstairs. This is no time to be diplomatic. Mimsy, are you coming out or do we have this wedding in the bathroom?
I wish you'd lower your voice. Everyone will hear us.
For how long do you think we can keep this a secret? As soon as that boy says I do, and there's nobody standing next to him, they're going to start to suspect something, aren't they? Mimsy, you can't stay in there forever. We've only got the room until 6 o'clock.
I wish you would try to control yourself.
All right. I'll sit here, control myself. You go downstairs and marry tall, dark and handsome. What's wrong with you? Don't you realise what's happening here?
Yes, I realise what's happening here. Our daughter is nervous. She's frightened. She's scared to death.
Scared of what? Of what? She's been screaming for the last 2 years that if he doesn't ask her to marry him, she'll throw herself off the Westgate Bridge. What is she scared of?
I don't know. Maybe she's had second thoughts about the whole thing.
Second thoughts? Second thoughts? This is a bloody fine time to be getting second thoughts. It's costing me $8,000 for the first thoughts. Mimsy, open this door.
Is that all you care about? What it's costing you? Are you not concerned about your daughter's happiness?
Yes, I'm concerned about her happiness. I'm also concerned about the boy downstairs. A decent, intelligent, respectable young lad who I hope one day is going to teach that daughter of mine to grow up.
You've no idea what's going through her mind at the moment, have you?
Do you?
Could be anything. Perhaps she thinks she's not good enough for him.
Not good enough? Not good enough? Why? What is he, some kind of Greek god? He's a plain kid, nothing at all. That's ridiculous. Mimsy, open this door. You hear me? Maybe she's not in there.
She's in there, I tell you. Oh, I think I'm having a heart attack.
sure she's still in there.
She's in there, I tell you. Look at this. The hand's jumping off my chest.
Will you take a look in there and see if your daughter's in the bathroom, or shall I call the house detective?
Why don't you look?
She might be taking a bath.
2 minutes before her own wedding.
What wedding? She just called it up, didn't she?
Well, I would have heard the bathwater running, wouldn't I?
That you couldn't hear bloody Niagara Falls. Are you going to look in there and see what your daughter's up to, or I'll ask a total stranger?
I look. Oh my God!
What's wrong?
I ripped my stocking. There she's in there. Where am I going to get stockings now? How can I go to a wedding with torn stockings?
Well, if she doesn't show up, who the bloody hell's going to be looking at you? There she is. I can see her.
I told you she was in there.
Sitting there and crying.
The only one of my family to have a daughter married at the Windsor, and I've got to have torn stockings.
Mimsy, I can see you.
I could run back
You
to
hear me?
George's. They have
Don't
some
turn away from me when I'm
stockings.
talking to you. Mimsy? Mimsy, do you want me to break down this door? Is that what you want? Because that's what I'm doing if you're not out there in 5 seconds.
I haven't got any money. Give me $4. I'll be back in 10 minutes.
In 10 minutes, she'll be a married woman because I've had enough of this nonsense. Stand in the shower, Mimsy, because I'm breaking down the door.
Oh, don't, Roy. Don't get crazy.
Out of my way.
Just talk nicely to her. She'll come out.
We've already had nice talking. Now we're going to have door breaking. All right, stand back. I'm coming in. Get a doctor. I'm not coming in, Mimsy, because my arm is broken. Are you happy now? Your mother has torn stockings. Your father has a broken arm. How much longer is this going to go on?
Give me $4 with your other hand.
Crazy moving a broken arm?
$2. I'll give it cheap there.
I'm not carrying any cash. Rented. Rented. Everything is rented.
I can't rent stockings, can I?
Oh.
Haven't you got a bank card?
Go away to the green room. Get downstairs. You're no use to be here whatsoever.
With torn stockings?
Stand behind the rented bloody pot plant. Listen. You don't seem to realise they're going to be calling from downstairs any minute, wanting to know where the bride is. And I'm the bunny that's going to have to speak to them. Me! 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 Go on, that's it. You speak to them.
To me?
Answer it! Answer it! I don't know. Maybe something will come to you while you're talking. Answer it!
Oh, Mr. Eisler.
Stalling. Stalling. Stall for time.
Yes, we'll be down in 2 minutes.
Are you crazy? I said to stall him.
I stole him. You've got 2 minutes. What do you want from me?
You always panic. The minute there's a tiny little crisis, pieces, and you panic.
Don't wave your broken arm at me. You had to get your daughter out of the bathroom.
I could say something to you right now.
So why don't you say it?
Because it might lead to a fight. I don't want to spoil this day for you. Mimsy! Mimsy, this is your father. Mimsy, I think you know that I'm not a violent man. I can be stern, yes, stern and strict, but I've never once been violent. Except when I'm angry. And I'm really angry now, Mimsy. You can ask your mother.
Mimsy, this is your mother speaking. It's true, darling, your father is very angry.
This is your father again, Mimsy. If you have a problem you want to discuss, unlock the door and we'll discuss it. I'm not going to ask you this once more. I've reached the end of my patience. I'm going to count to 3. And by God, I'm warning you, young lady. By the time I've reached 3, this door better be open. All right? 1, 2, 3. Where did we fail?
We didn't fail her.
Then plain here comes the bride downstairs and she's barricaded in the bloody toilet. We must have failed her.
All right, if it makes you feel any better, we failed her.
You work, dream, save, build your whole life around this one day. Then in the click of a doorknob, the whole lot just comes tumbling down around your ears. Why? What's the answer?
Don't blame yourself, Roy. It wasn't your fault.
I'm not blaming myself. I know I did my best.
And what does that mean?
It means we're not perfect. We're only human. We make mistakes.
Me?
I did my best and we failed it.
Oh, you mean I didn't do my best?
I didn't say that. I don't know what your best is. Only you know what your best is. Did you do your best?
Yes, I did my best.
Well, I did my best.
Then we both did our best, didn't we?
So it's not our fault.
That's what I said before.
Unless one of us didn't do our best.
Not to discuss it anymore.
All right, then what are we going to do?
I'm going to have a heart attack. You come up with something.
How? All right, I'll go downstairs and tell them.
Tell them? Tell them what?
I don't know, but they deserve some sort of an explanation. They got all dressed up, didn't they?
You are going to tell them that my daughter is not going to marry their son and that she's locked herself in the bathroom?
What do you want me to do? Tell them a couple of bloody jokes. They're going to find out sometime, aren't they?
I know what you're going to do. If she's not out of there in 5 minutes, we're going to sneak off out the back door and we're off to Queensland. You don't think I can show my face in this city again, do you?
Would you believe it, Norma? Last night I cried. In the dark, crying like a baby because today I was losing my little girl. Some stranger was coming into my life and taking my little Mimsy away from me forever. So I turned my back on you and cried. Wait till you hear what goes on tonight!
I should have invited your cousin Lily. I know it. She wished this on me. You find something funny in all this?
Can't you see the funny side of it? I find it funny that I hired a photographer for $300. I find it bloody hysterical that the wedding photos are going to be you and me in front of a locked bathroom door. All right? I'm through sitting around waiting for that door to open.
What are you going to do?
What do you think I'm doing?
All right, don't jump. If you're going to jump, I'm coming with you. You're not leaving me here alone.
I'm not going to jump. I'm going to get out, go through this window and get it through the bathroom window.
Oh, don't do that. You'll kill yourself. It's 7 stories up.
It's 4 or 5 steps, that's all. Now just get out of my way.
Oh, don't let the hotel have it. Let us stay in the bathroom.
Norma,
Don't
if you don't let go of my coat, you're going to rip it. Now let
please,
go.
please
Norma!
Don't, please, dear. Yes, it certainly is the happiest day of my life. No, I'm not going to tell him I've got a husband dangling over Spring Street. Oh, I knew it. It had to rain. I knew it. Roy, are you all right, Roy? Why, are you all right? He's not all right. He fell. He fell. He fell. He fell. He's dead. I know it. He's lying in a puddle in front of the hotel. This time I'm really going to pass out. Oh. I'm coming. I'm coming. Help! Help me, somebody! Help me!
She locked the bloody window as well. I had to get it through a strange bedroom. There may be a lawsuit.
Oh, don't yell at her, please. Don't upset her anymore.
Get her upset. I'm hanging 7 stories from a gargoyle in the pouring rain. You want me to worry about her? Do you know what she's doing in there? She's playing with her false eyelashes. I'm out there fighting for my life with pigeons, while she's playing with bloody eyelashes. I already made up my mind. The minute I get my hands on her, I'm gonna kill her. Once I show them the wedding bills, there's not a jury on earth that'd convict me. And if by some quirk of fate she should survive, which I very much bloody well doubt, let there be no more talk of weddings. She can go into a bloody convent. Let her become a librarian with thick glasses and a pencil stuck in her hair. I'm not paying for any more cancelled weddings. Now get her out of there, I'll send fire to the bloody telegrams and smoke her out.
I'll do it. I'll get her out. Mimsy. Mimsy, do you want to ruin a whole family? Do you want a scandal? Is that what you want? You want a story in the papers? Open this door. Promise you won't get hysterical?
What did you do?
I broke my diamond ring.
Your good diamond ring?
How many do I have?
Hey, you in there with the eyelashes. Do you want to see a broken diamond ring? Look at this $1,800 worth of fresh baguettes. A worthless family heirloom. And this, a bloody diamond-studded bathroom door. All right. You know what I'm going to do? I've decided. I'm going to wash my hands of the entire Isla of the affair. You can take all the Islers and all the hors d'oeuvres and go down to Treasury Gardens and have an $8,000 picnic. I'm going down to the open room with my broken arm and my drenched, rented, ripped suit. And I'm going to get blind. I've just been a little bit drunk. I've been totally bloody smashed because I don't want to see you or your crazy daughter again if I live to be a bloody 1,000.
Run out on me. Run out on your daughter. Run out on everybody who needs you.
You don't need me. You need a rhinoceros with a bazooka because it's the only that's a bloody bathroom.
I'll tell you who can get into the bathroom. Somebody with love and understanding. Somebody who cares about that poor girl. She's going through some terrible decision right now. She needs help. Help that only you can give her. That I can give her.
Mimsy. Mimsy, this is Daddy. Is something wrong, dear? Mimsy, I want to help you. Mother and I both do. But how can we help you if you won't talk to us?
Maybe
Mimsy.
she's too choked up to talk.
Mimsy, if you can hear me, knock twice for yes, once for no. Good, good. Now listen, Mimsy. I want to ask you a very important question. Do you want to marry Borden? Or don't you?
She said yes.
She said no.
I distinctly heard two knocks. Two knocks means yes, she wants to marry him.
It wasn't a double knock, yes. It was two single knocks. She doesn't want to marry him.
Don't tell me she doesn't want to marry him. I heard her knock twice. She went, yes, I want to marry him.
It wasn't. It was, and then another. That's no, twice. She's not marrying him.
Ask her again. Mimsy, what did you say? Yes or no? All right. Plain English. You never could talk to your own daughter.
Mimsy, this is not a good way to have a conversation. You're going to hurt your knuckles. Mimsy, won't you please come out and talk to us? Mimsy?
You don't understand. There are some things that a daughter can't talk to her father about. Sometimes a daughter wants to be alone with her mother. Would you like me to come in then, Mimsy? Just the two of us, darling? Tell me, is that what you want? What does it say? What's it say? I would rather talk to Daddy.
I'll try not to be too long.
I would rather talk to Daddy. Did she have to write it on this kind of paper? I couldn't have done my best. I tried. I thought we were friends, not just mother and daughter, friends. I tried to teach her there was more than just love, that there was respect, friendship and understanding. Just because I don't talk to my mother doesn't mean we couldn't be different.
Hello, operator. This is Mr. Hubley in the bamboo suite. I'd like to speak to Mr. Borden Eisler, please. Thank you.
I'm going to have to guess, right? So awful you can't tell me. Words won't fill your mouth, it's so horrible, is that it? Tell me quickly, Roy. I'm a strong woman, I'll get over it.
Borden? Mr. Hubley. Yeah, can you get up to 7:19? Yes, right now. She wanted to talk to me, but she couldn't bear to say it to both of us at the same time. The reason she's locked herself in there is, well, she's afraid.
Afraid? What's she afraid of? She doesn't love
Borden doesn't love her.
Well, then what is she afraid of?
She's afraid of what they'll become.
I don't understand.
Think about it.
Well, what is there to think about? What will she become? They love each other. They'll get married. They'll grow old. They'll become like us.
Makes you think, doesn't it?
Still, I don't think we're so bad, do you? Well, we yell, we scream a little bit, we aggravate each other, and you tell me I'm a lousy mother. I tell you you're a terrible husband, but doesn't mean that we're not happy, does it? Well, does it?
Something. Come in. Hi.
Hello, darling.
Borden, you're an intelligent young man, so I won't beat around the bush. We have a serious problem on our hands.
What?
Mimsy? Mimsy's worried. Worried about your future together. Worried about, well, about the whole institution of marriage, I guess. We've tried to allay her fears, but obviously haven't set a very good example. It seems you're the only one who can communicate with her. She's locked herself in the bathroom and refuses to come out. It's up to you.
Mimsy, this is Borden. Cool it.
I'm ready now. Roy, please.
Now you come out! I break every bone in my body, and you come out for cooling!
Roy, don't start it.
That's the way he communicates.
Come on. Walk, darling, walk with your father.
That's the brilliant understanding between two people.
Start in, Roy. Don't aggravate me. I warn you, don't spoil this day for
What
me.
kind of a boy is that to let your daughter marry?
Will you walk?
Kids today don't care, you know, not like they did in my day.
In 3 minutes you'll be marrying the flower girl. Walk.
I must be crazy. A boy like that. She was better off in the bathroom, you hear?